Hello. Hi. Beep boop. Hello. I hope everything is working. But today, hopefully, we'll actually be able to finish Bewitched. I drank too much tea. I got one of those like green tea bottles, and I drank more than half of it, and now I have a lot of energy, and with that energy, hopefully I can read through all of this. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. How are you, if anyone is watching? Hello, hello. But let's switch over to here. And when I exited last time, I didn't realize I saved. Like I couldn't save, so I had to actually sort of replay the entire game because I accidentally made an oopsies. But I found that there's like an auto button, so I used that a lot. And then I eventually found where I had left off last stream, so I believe a small little recap is that our aunt is a witch, and we're Thomas, her nephew, so we're living with her. We found some stuff to make potions. We're gonna be a potion maker and potion seller eventually, maybe. And we're going back to the main witch council place, and there's a weird portal stuff, and then we found this witch. I think she's a witch. But yeah, shall I continue? The aunt turned red with anger and was about to answer something, but the girl sharply put the staff in front of her, and at that moment I was bound by a blue ring of sparks. Elmara beckoned me to her with the finger, and I, obeying the spell, walked over. What the hell are you doing? Let him go now! The witch smelled of herbs and cinnamon. She's probably also a sweets lover. Smiling sweetly, the girl looked into my eyes. Well, the music just changed, and immediately grimaced. What garbage! I forgot that. Oh, it's like a creaky voice. What garbage you brought here? He doesn't even have an initial level of magic. It seems that the skull collector found a new trophy. She laughed again disgustingly. The fat gentleman in the log block who had just stepped out of the mirror looked at me with such arrogance that I felt like some kind of insect or rat. Rats! The boy who has no magic at all. Such interesting specimen. Several passerbys giggled to the sight. Not a pleasing greeting. Alice's eyes darkened. She clenched her fist and grinded. I've never seen her like this. For a second it seemed to me that she would smash the whole town to pieces and put the fat man in a block of wood back in the mirror. Pouring oil into the fire, Elmara winked at my aunt. You think that under your leadership, this young man will become famous? Maybe even appear in the Book of Great Magical Miracles? Oh, more precisely, not magical. Whoa, they're fighting. Without a word, Alice sharply waved her wand, and a ball of dark purple energy flew out of it. Elmara jumped to the side, and I finally freed myself and ran to my aunt. The sparkling ball of the spell hit the mirror, turning into a pile of splinters, and one of the pieces of glass shattered Elmara's cheek. A crowd began to gather around us. Very impressive, but I don't think that the destruction of council property will raise you in their eyes. The emerald glow enveloped the girl's index finger, and she put it to her face. The scratch flashed bright green and disappeared along with droplets of blood. This witch is mad. Come on, guys. Let's not waste any time on these jerks. Alice's eyes looked like two black holes, and small red sparks burst from the wand. This is not good.
Don't leave them alone. You came here to resolve your to restore your reputation, not to aggravate the situation. We were expecting this. In my opinion, there's nothing surprising in it.
From the backpack came the voice of Fabian. This wasn't the most warm reception, miss, but I remember how in 1887 two twin witches, upon arrival in the city, immediately was executed by the order of Lord Mage because of a false rumor that they were worshipping the dark. The twins, of course, were hanged, and as the Lord Mage for his incompetence, so don't be upset, at least we survived.
Yes, you know how to cheer people up. That's why we took you.
This is a historical fact. These were dangerous times. From all sides we heard disturbing conversations. Let's get out of here. This witch seems to have fallen from the broom in childhood. I thought they don't use brooms.
Huh?
It's better to get out before this crazy girl has decided to kill all of us here. Have you heard it? They said something about the Dark Ones. Probably these two from the Black Sect? Black Sect? Like the Black Sector? Auntie's eyes filled with sadness, and she shook her head. Come on, Thomas. They're waiting for us at the council. Alice walked quickly along the path away from the mirrors. I could hardly keep up with her, trying to maneuver between magicians and sorceresses, every now and then stepping on someone's foot. Trying to keep up, I stared openly at the sides. Everything looked so incredible. We were on the night street of a rather busy town. In the sky, shimmering in different colors, stars floated. Whoa, this place is really pretty. I love the candy shop. Sometimes they collided and faded, leaving behind bright sparks. It was very similar to fireworks. The path we walked branched into many streets and intersections. Various houses scattered along the sides with flashing and burning magic signs hanging directly in the air. On one there was a mug, which was periodically replaced by a cat's face. The sign read magical pets and transformations. A week in the body of a toad will make anyone faithful and obedient. Wow, but the aunt didn't even use these services. She herself made Grimmer a cat. It turns out that this is not so simple. If there is a special place where you can turn your boyfriend into a little animal. Grimmer also noticed the sign and a grimace appeared on his face.
Brr, such a creepy place. The girl turned one of my acquaintances into a fish for a whole month. The poor man was afraid to leave the house after his transformation. He said that there was too much air outside and took a bath for several hours. It hurts my mind, you know.
Aunt sighed. That's why you are the cat. Cats are more similar to humans than other animals. And I don't think that you will have any problems when I want to turn you back, except for that insane love for cookies. If I want, of course. Wink. Grimmer squealed.
What do you mean, want? I have rights, you know.
Alice smiled slyly. Well, you can go to the Department of Magical Investigations at any time. They will be glad to listen to your rights there, and for one, they will choose several cases of robbery. The cat meowed pitifully. In the meantime, I noticed a large, luxurious building that looked like a golden skyscraper.
If you stare at the building of Magic Bank like this, you'll be definitely arrested. It's a bank. What if you have encased glass and you are searching for holes in its security?
I grinned.
But this is absurd. I'm only 12. I'm not going to rob a bank.
Good evening. Hello, welcome.
One of my accomplices was 11, a very talented thief. I called her a quick ferret. She could open the safe in a minute. Here in the wizarding world, children often grow up faster than in yours.
I think that you should cultivate your imagination. Otherwise, the names of your plans would be always terrible. The robbery of pick a place, the robbery of pick a place, another robbery of pick a place. No individuality or diversity.
Great names! Why come up with something when everything is clear already?
You know, I agree with that. Grimmer. And they began to fight with each other again. I, despite Grimmer's warning, continued to look at the city and passersbys. The parade of costumes of a wide variety of shapes and colors dazzled before my eyes. And if earlier I was amazed by combination different eras and styles, now I noticed one more interesting detail. Some clothes had dual shapes. What do you mean by dual shapes? For example, one girl was in a skirt. Although it was a skirt only on one side, on the other hand, the fabric smoothly changed into a trouser-like. Oh, asymmetrical pants. Ah, yes. The sweater, shirt, and hat cap surprised me too, but this was extremely rare. Perhaps such outfits were expensive, and not every citizen of the magical world could afford it. I didn't dare to ask Grimmer or Alice, but Fabian, who sometimes looked out of my backpack, seemed to catch my eye and spoke. Yes, you noticed this strange fashion for a pair clothes. I read about it in the archive. Initially, the main trick of such clothing was that the magician could change it at any moment, at any click of a finger. That is just like that. The girls have just been in trousers, and now she's wearing a skirt. But once, at one of the ceremonial receptions, the transformation spell worked somehow wrong, and the lady, so to speak, was immediately in a skirt and in her pants. And since this lady was a famous trendsetter, the misspell was immediately mistaken for a fashion statement. That's when it all started.
Wow, so that was just a coincidence?
Believe me, boy, history is written precisely by this kind of accidents. Thomas, keep up.
Sorry, can't stop admiring the view. It's so beautiful here. Are you talking about these stupid stars and colorful signs? For me, it's a waste of magic. There's nothing more stupid than using this ancient power to show off.
True high-class fashion is a mistake. Oh, that's... honestly, I agree. Some of the stuff, it's not even like fashion. It's just like wearable pictures of art. I mean, I wouldn't call it art sometimes. Modern art. That being said, I think asymmetrical clothing is very nice. I agree with it. I think I have some stuff that is also asymmetrical. Another thing is to use ancient spells to crack a safe.
Of course, 100 times more useful.
Nice landscape, I must say. Of course, during the reign of the Third Order of Magic, it was more colorful here. After the introduction of the law of the eternal night in the city of witches, everything somehow dimmed. It became more faded. Aunt shook her head thoughtfully, and then stopped. By the way, I forgot to do something because of this stupid Elmara. Come on, give me your hand, Thomas. Alice grabbed my hand and ran a finger across the open palm. Her eyebrows rose. She looked puzzled. This is very, very strange. As I thought, You have practically no magic. I don't understand what could have gone wrong in the portal. Maybe the ruins are junking again? And all because of these damn slackers. They don't renew the equipment at all. I don't know. To be honest, it seemed to me that the matter is not in the portal itself. Oh, was someone stopping us from coming here? I felt something strange, but this is not magic.
I don't know how what you...
What? I don't know how what did you fell?
But I only feel hunger and boredom. Both can kill.
Gosh, eating is as important for you as always.
I see nothing wrong with that. Food is the primary need of a living organism.
Yep, agreed. Alice nodded. I'm hungry too. It's time for Thomas to eat as well, but we forgot to take money with us.
You forgot to take money?
There's not a single glimmer in my pocket, and you won't get much food for a couple of sparkles. Grimmer snorted in displeasure.
You must have misinterpreted it, love. It is impossible to forget at home something that's not there. If you didn't decide to become a stupid teacher, we would continue.
Alice coughed. Don't distract me with your chatter, otherwise I will get lost in this labyrinth of streets. It's like if architects arranged it all as a trap. I would definitely turn them into cockroaches, but I still know the way. At first, I believed that Auntie knew the way. Uh-oh. As it turned out, a huge tree in the middle of the town, which was visible from any of its points, is placed where the Council of Witches is located. But after several remarks like, "What is this street?" and "There used to be no such building here," I began to doubt that we would get there today. Alice continued to move forward confidently, but after 10 minutes she stopped and said, "Guys, we're lost."
Oh my goodness, Alice! You should say right away that you don't know where to go.
Alice looked forward thoughtfully. Probably, after all, it was worth buying a map. It's been so long since the last time I visited the city. I thought that I'll figure it out in the process, but it seems that it didn't work out. As soon as we turned at the crossroad, my gaze was riveted to a statue of majestic diamond unicorn. Diamond unicorns! It stood at the building with mother-of-pearl windows at the end of the street and illuminated everything around with bright rainbow highlights. Yes, a magnificent monument of the past. There were times when sculptors... But I wasn't listening. My attention was caught by the familiar silhouette at the neighboring house. Elmara and her students stood near the counter with sweets and discussed something enthusiastically. The boy perched on the side wall and gnawed at the donut so loudly as if it was made of stone. Suddenly, one of the girls looked at me and immediately turned away. Uh-oh. Then she looked again, but this time she showed me her fist. Uh-oh. And then it hit me. After all, Amara came here with her students. This most likely means that she also needs to get to the council. Oh, we're gonna follow Amara? All we need to do is just follow her. I shared my plan with Grimmer.
No. I mean, not that I had any faith in you, boy, but that's not a bad idea.
As I thought, upon hearing my offer, Alice exploded. What? You suggest to follow this upstart dragging like a tail behind her?
Well, we do so, or we have to find a map of the city. Yes, of course. Buy it for several sparkles, but you won't not have enough money for cookies and star gingerbreads after such a meaningless purchase. So, this is not an option, and stealing such a trifle is below my dignity.
But she is... Auntie grimaced with displeasure. But I really want some star gingerbreads. Her voice sounded so pitiful that I could not help to smile. Now she acted like a child.
Well, if you don't just want to drag behind her like that, think of something.
Alice's eyes sparkled now, just like when I offered to become her student. She looked at Elmara holding a basket of sweets and grinned like a predator. Wait for me here. Watch after Elmara so she doesn't go anywhere. Look how many sweets she has. I'm sure she will like my present. Hehehe.
Wait, where are you going?
But it's too late. Aunt already slipped through the ajar door of Fat John's Spices.
I wonder what she's up to. Don't worry, boy. I'll look after you. Meow.
Suddenly, Grimmer was in Elmara's hands. When did she get so close? What a cute kitty. Tell me, what are you doing with this rubbish?
Put me on the ground!
She turned away and went to her students. With cracking pace, I had no choice but to follow. I couldn't leave Grimmer in trouble.
Hey, wait! You can't just...
But the witch didn't listen to me. She went to the children and showed them the cat. Look who I found. The girls blurted in the same dreamy smiles, and the boys only grunted contemptuously. Hola, hello, hello.
Meow! Let me go, you crazy girl. If Alice sees that you're squeezing me, she will kill us both. Oh, she'll both kill us.
Wow, that's a loud cat noise. He hissed at Elmara and waved his paws.
Well, Fluff.
I decided to stand up for Grimmer and held out my hands.
Miss, give the cat back, please.
What else must I do? The girl wrapped him in a hug and tickled his fluffy abdomen. Grimmer tried to bite her finger but couldn't. The girl removed her hand too quickly. A biting one. It doesn't suit you to mess with this loser. I heard that even the boyfriend ran away from her. Grimmer hissed and clutched at the girl's long hair. She screamed and threw the cat to the ground. Raging beast, you're as crazy as your mistress. The witch wanted to hit Grimmer with the staff, but he managed to dodge. At the very moment, Alice appeared. In her hand was a small bag of salt. Apparently, she was going to somehow sprinkle Elmara's sweets with it, but the situation changed radically. Seeing the battered Grimmer and Elmara, who sent her staff at him, my aunt got angry. Don't you dare touch my cat, ugly. Alice grabbed her wand and shot a red sparkling ball at Elmara, but she dodged. It's telling me to save. Should I save? Let's save. Do I do this? Oh no. I go back? Okay. The magical sphere hits the wall of the house, leaving a small black mark on it. Who else is ugly here? Take your shabby cat and return to your wretched hole. You and your loser friend don't belong here. Auntie was enraged. Purple sparks flew out of her wand. They rained down on the counter with sweets, near which Elmara stood, and inside the containers, there was a rustle. Various sweets shook and jumped. Oh, is she turning the sugar sweets alive? Oh, I guess so. The chocolate donut peering out of the box, clawed predatorily with sharp teeth. It suddenly jumped on Elmara and grabbed her hair, staining it with chocolate. I stared bewilderedly at the candy raising in the air. It used pieces of wrapping foils as wings, which made her look like a dragonfly. The sound effects are kind of funny. Sweets flew over the kids crowding around Elmora and began to yank their hair and clothes. The boy dropped his donut in surprise and began to wave his hands. The girls tried to fight off the sweet monsters with their staffs. As a result, one of them accidentally hit Elmara on the head. "What are you doing, stupid? Hide, jerks!" Elmara hit one of the flying candies with all her might and smashed it to the ground. You can teach your students only such cheap tricks. However, they can't do even simple magic like that, so instead they die like flies. I will rip out your poisonous tongue and wrap it around your staff. Auntie waved her wand, and the sweets lagged behind the unfortunate students of Elmara, who immediately decided to take this chance and fled from the battlefield. Now all of the sweets warriors attacked Elmara all at once. She tried to fight back, but there were way too many enemies. Enraged, Sweets threw the witch to the ground, and she realized the staff from her hands. Auntie called it into her hand with some kind of magic, and then, waving her wand, turned the sweets into chocolate Bixwit porridge spreading on the ground. And who will pay for this? The onlookers who had already managed to gather around us immediately shouted at him. They probably wondered what would happen next. Oh, she broke the staff. Auntie broke the witch's staff with her knee and threw it to the ground. Next time, it will be your neck. No, it was a relic. You'll regret this. What, you can't control your magic without a staff? Alice laughed viciously. Laugh, you fool. You just smashed a second-level enchanted weapon. Whoa, this escalated quickly. Why is there green gas? The emerald knob of the staff split, and the green smoke began to emanate from it, inside of which a dark silhouette of some creature appeared in a bright yellow poisonous glow. Damn, looks like we're in trouble. Auntie said this enthusiastically, even a little joyful, or did it seem to me?
Looks like it, darling. You have just broken the family weapon of one of the most influential families of the witching world into pieces.
Well, what should I have done?
You could smash the staff on her head, silly.
Grimmer laughed viciously. Oh, okay. The reaction of others was mixed. Some of them came closer to the place of the skirmish. Some even took something to eat and seemed to expect that now some incredible spectacle would unfold before their eyes. So some people are getting their like popcorn and candy. With their buttered popcorn and candy, and they're like watching the show, and the other people are scared. Others, on the contrary, abruptly stumbled and ran away as if they never been here. They even threw their things in order to escape from here as soon as possible. The bags and baskets remained lonely, lying in the middle of the street in anticipation of their new owners. As for me, I thought that we had a lot of fun. A lot of fun! Although nothing good could be expected from the ominous green fog. Oh! Is this like a scary witch? It's got like the spinny A glowing, spinny portal thing. A grotesque silhouette of a girl with very long hair appeared in the haze. Something was wrapped around her hands, and it reached almost to the ground. And I noticed something else. The girl seemed to float in the air. The long hem of her torn skirt didn't touch the ground. The air became dramatically colder. My breath was bursting out in small clouds of steam. I didn't expect anything else from you. As always, you use low-level monsters in your second-class defense spells. This is too cheap a trick, even for such a miserable witch like you. Elmara's face twisted in a contemptuous grin. The witch viciously looked at her aunt and pointed her finger at the girl emerging from the smoke. You have no idea how wrong you are. This is not a first-level monster at all. This is Banshee, not some whiny spirit from a graveyard. She will destroy all your pathetic little company. Surprised and enthusiastic cries were heard from the crowd. Wow, can we really see the guardian of the Murrain family? One elderly witch, unable to bear the strain, fainted. Oh no. Fabian's enthusiastic voice came from my backpack. I have never seen a banshee. A very interesting spirit, you know. Can I take a look at it? Just a peek.
No, not now. If this psycho sees you, you'll be in serious trouble. More serious than the spirit that's going to destroy us all? It's good that you're not deaf, boy.
Elmara laughed. It was the same witch's laughter that caused me feeling goosebumps before, only more squeaky and unpleasant. And then I heard a voice. There were many voices. It was a subtle whisper coming from the fog. It was very quiet, but there was so much despair and pain in it that I felt uneasy. I sensed the presence of some kind of dark power, ancient and ruthless. And this desperate whisper wasn't its source. Unbelievable power came from this force, but Aunt didn't even flinch. So I decided that she definitely had some kind of plan or ace up her sleeve. But then our eyes met and I realized nothing like it. Our classic Aunt. Perhaps this is your last meeting with the unknown in the world of magic, Thomas. This is what this look said. I immediately grabbed my hand and Aunt's wrist and wasn't at all ashamed of it. I think every child would do the same in a similar situation. Frankly, I've never been so frightened, as if in front of me wasn't just some kind of monster, but death itself.
Well, the fun has begun.
Whoa, cool art. Got chains. The silhouette obscured by the haze became more distinct, more dense, and I finally managed to examine it. The fog creature had a very thin, bony body, long hair looking like dried mud, and burning yellow eyes, one of which was hiding under a wavy bang. The ghostly girl seemed to feel that we were looking at her and turned her head abruptly to me. As soon as our views crossed, I felt like I was being drawn in somewhere. Thomas? A familiar voice. Someone seemed to be calling me, but it's impossible. There's no one here except me and this creature hovering above the earth. We were all alone, but I didn't feel fear. Thoughts flowed listlessly and seemed to belong to someone else. Someone flashed before my eyes, but I couldn't remember anyone. I wanted to sleep. Suddenly, someone grabbed me by the collar and dragged me. Whoa, a bright blue light flashed in front of my face, and I heard some strange words spoken by a female voice. I blinked sleepily and was finally able to focus my eyes on the female face. It was my aunt. I mean, who else would have it been? She shook me again and let me go. Lesson 1. Don't look into the eyes of the enemy, especially if it has a hypnotic look.
Lesson 2. Don't be stupid. You're not in the museum. There's no time to stare at things.
Watch out, Thomas. It will be much more difficult to pull you out for the second time. I looked around and saw a boy of 12 with disheveled red hair, and he, like me, was wearing glasses. Wait, that's me all right, but Thomas before me wasn't a human. He was a ghost woven from fog. Flickering skulls gripped his arms and legs. They trembled like the image an old TV. They trembled like the image of an old TV, and their eyes burned with bright yellow sinister fire. Wow, it draws his life force. I didn't expect anything less from the guardian of the Murren family. The banshee turned her head to strangers, and suddenly a sharp cry was heard. The crowd of onlookers immediately washed away like a weave. In a split second, the street was completely empty. This is becoming dangerous. Run, Thomas. The banshee is here for my life. Aunt waved her wand, and 2 sparks fell out of it, red and blue. They circled around Aunt Alice and Elmara, and when they met, they exploded like a firework. Above us, in the air hung a magical figure in the form of a triangle with 2 crossed wands. Silver cobwebs spread out from it in all directions. Having reached the earth, they disappeared, and we, with Aunt, I can't read, Elmara, Glimmer, and the spirit were inside the magic dome, which seemed to be made of glass. I created a dual bearer. Elmara and her banshee won't be able to go beyond it until the battle is over. Come on, run, while you have time. But time was lost. No, Thomas, you should have ran. A clap was heard, and Foggy, Thomas suddenly disappeared. 6 skulls circled around my aunt, clattering their teeth terribly. How cute. How cute. Saving your student. Don't worry, I'll let the boy go. If you ask me good. It wasn't he who broke my staff and offended me. Elmara looked at the cat unkindly. Run? No, I can't leave my aunt. I have to help her somehow. Grimmer seemed to read my mind.
Don't be offended, boy, but you'll only get in the way.
Elmara rolled her eyes in exasperation and snapped her fingers. Oh, okay. There's a game. This is a mini game part. Use the left mouse button to click on the circles when they are almost the same size? What do you mean? Okay. What circles? Oh, it's starting. Okay, when they're almost the same size. Oh, that was really bad. I'm actually like pretty terrible at rhythm games. That sort of reminds me of a rhythm game without the rhythm. Oh shoot. I should have saved. It's fine. One of the skulls pounced on Grimmer and grabbing him by the scruff lifted him in the air. The cat could only let out a plaintive meow and his hat fell to the ground. Then the skull threw him to another. This repeated over and over as if they were juggling. Grimmer cursed loudly, but there was nothing he could do. The banshee abruptly raised her hands and stretching them forward through long, heavy chains. Aunt quickly grabbed a piece of the staff and shielded herself with it. The chains wrapped tightly around it, but the staff suddenly heated up red and they began to melt, hissing unpleasantly like metallic snakes. I think we might have just died here. I feel like I messed it up. I like playing Crypt of the... Oh, right. I remember you said that game. Or you recommended that game. But I can't play it. One day, I will probably get like a rhythm game. One day. But that day is not today. Strangely, Aunt did not get burned. She waved her hand and her magic wand appeared again in the air.
Oh, thank God. I thought the dual barrier was all you had planned.
The staff in Alice's other hand glowed with a green light, and she threw it to me. Don't stand there doing nothing, nephew. Since you decided to stay, fight.
I just didn't want to leave you alone.
Aunt shook her head and smiled. A spark flashed in her eyes. We have to win this battle. The Banshee will find us even in another dimension.
What are you standing there for? Help me!
I twirled the staff in my hands, waving it impressively a couple of times, but nothing happened.
Alice, dear, it seems your student is completely useless, just as I thought. Maybe you should help me. You should help me yourself.
A piece of melted chain flew over Aunt Alice's head, and she jerked it to the side, leaving silver stars behind. Good evening. Hello, Yoshio. We're at a very tense moment. I guess these two are battling, and we're battling her as well. I'm busy, sweetheart. Okay, let's do this better this time. Oh, I'm supposed to do it before. I see, so I'm supposed to do it in the purple, not the blue. I get it. Okay, this time we can do it better. Aunt launched a fireball at the Banshee but missed, and it flew past, barely grazing the edge of her skirt. The ghostly girl roared with anger. The skulls, having left Grimmer, began to whirl in a chaotic dance, not knowing on whom to direct their fury. The Banshee waved her hand, and the flames immediately went out. We need a different approach. I'd like to help, but my knowledge about banshees is very superficial. I remember a ritual, but this doesn't apply here, as we are dueling with a guardian spirit, which means it could develop very specific characteristics and be influenced magically and even. Got it. You don't know anything. Fabian seemed offended. I know a lot, but in this situation it doesn't help us. Alice tugged at the tip of her hat.
Ingy, wake up for God's sake.
Huh? What? What happened?
2 heads are good, but I prefer one with brains instead of...
What's going on here?
A massive green energy flew past Ignati's Petrovich nose. It flew out of the barrier and, judging by the sound, broke a window, but beyond the magical veil, nothing could be seen.
It seems Elmara decided to practice a little magic.
I got tired of watching your pathetic struggle. Decided to speed up the process a bit.
Ingy spun around in Alice's head. One of the skulls nearby bit his tail, and the hat looked at the intruder, clattering its teeth with disdain.
What manners, sir?
Ingy, we have a banshee here. You know how to fight them.
Of course I do. We need the singing butterfly potion.
As you see, we are not in a potion room. Any spells that could help?
I don't think he knows anything about this rare type of ghost. If even I can't remember anything.
Oh, okay, we're starting. I'm better. I'm getting better. Oh no, I missed that one. Oh well. Alice barely dodged the Banshee's attacks and responded with a swarm of glittering snowflakes. A cold, pale blue wave rushed towards the girl floating above the ground. Ah! One of the skulls tried to defend its mistress. Hit by the spell, instead of freezing and shattering, it only cracked and continued to whirl around. Aunt cast the spell several more times, and finally the last skull was destroyed. Maybe we can manage this way, Aunt said tensely. Oh, there's more, okay. The strange whisper was heard again, and new skulls began to appear next to Banshee. They seemed to emerge from the yellow mist that thickened around her. Auntie puffed up. Hey, that's not fair. She pointed her wand forward. Well, get ready.
Maybe you can destroy all her skulls. See, they're a bit different, and different from the ones the ones you've already smashed.
In other words, they can run out.
It's just a guess, but better than nothing. Maybe after that she'll weaken.
I watched what was happening, unable to move, until something nudged my leg.
You're not going to do anything with that thing. You better give it to me.
The cat pointed a paw at the glowing piece of staff in my hands. I had already forgotten about it, being too caught up in the fight.
How do I use this? You aim at the target and squeeze tight. It's simple, kid. You must have played shooters, right? Not really. I like building castles and conquering kingdoms more. Very useful information. Less talk, more action.
He made a strange gesture with his tail, and I tried to aim at one of the skulls. It seems simple enough, just need to calculate correctly. Okay. Oh, the minigame hasn't started yet. Hi. Hello! Build castles and conquer kingdoms. Yes. A green beam shoots. I don't know why I read that as green bean, like the vegetable. A green beam shot out from the staff, similar to a laser, instantly cutting the skull in half, and it fell to the ground.
Wow! Dangerous thing.
Excellent! Just don't hit us!
Is that voice like blowing out your ears? If it is, I'm sorry. For some reason, because of like my audio settings and stuff, when I do the old man's voice, it like blows out people's ears. And I don't know why. I just wanted to shoot again, but a passing skull grabbed the staff from my hands with its teeth and threw it towards Banshee. I wanted to pick it up, but I was afraid to get so close to the spirit. Or maybe blowing out your ears is part of the experience. River made a sound full of frustration and vexation. It was such a loud meow that I had to cover my ears.
You better just run away.
Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed purple and red flashes of magic. Auntie must have been trying all kinds of new spells, but none of them could deal with our opponent. Oh, okay, we go again? Ah! No! It's fine. We got one, I think. It's too fast! Gosh, I'm so bad. I could be so bad at like playing shooters if I ever play one. In the next moment, purple light illuminated its empty eye sockets from within. There was a cracking sound, and the skull shattered into pieces, leaving a mark of a magical bite in Alice's hand. A sharp, high-pitched scream pierced my ears. It seemed like the air itself was splitting from the sound. God, what was that? I saw my aunt's face change. It was like all her life had been drained out of her. She sent one of the skulls into the sky with a yellow wave of light, and then sparkles like electricity surrounded her wand. A flickering blue electric snake ran along her arm, and she gasped in pain as if struck by lightning. The wand fell from Aunt Alice's hand and clattered loudly against the stone pavement, leaving a charred mark. Oh no, did we fail the mini game? I think I failed the mini game. I'm sorry.
No, Aunt Alice!
Wow, it looks like someone overexerted themselves and completely lost control of their magic. You can barely stand, Alice. I suggest you lie down and take a nap for the last time. Elmara laughed wickedly, continuing to sit on one of the market stalls, watching everything like it was a fascinating show. Her eyes glowed with glee.
Well, that was some magic. You used too much strength. Now we're doomed.
Oh no, do I have another chance to save? The banshee stretched out her bony hands and began to approach my aunt. Cold mist surrounded her, thickening with every step.
It looks like this is our final battle.
No, we can't.
Oh, whoa, what happened to my voice?
No, we can't just give up like that.
Hold on, let me do that again.
No, we can't just give up like that.
There we go, that's better. I dashed towards Aunt Alice, desperately trying to pick up the wand from the ground, but Banshee was already too close. Her piercing wail filled the space, freezing everyone in terror. I tried to cast a spell, but my strength was leaving me, and the words came out as a meaningless whisper. Suddenly, I felt the icy touch of the Banshee. Why do you resist? It's useless. You've lost. Amara was sitting on the counter, enjoying the spectacle as if it was a play performed exclusively for her.
Sorry, Thomas. We did everything we could.
Grimmer lowered his head, understanding that they were all losing their strength. He saw Aunt Alice barely standing. Her face was pale and gaunt. At that moment, I realized there was no more hope. We had lost. The Banshee had won. Alice fell to her knees, unable to resist any longer, her wand dimmed, completely losing. No, we lost, because I can't play rhythm games. Losing its last sparks of magic. Grimmer fell at Alice's feet, his gaze fading as if he had already accepted the inevitable end. The Banshee approached my aunt, her cold hands reaching out and enveloping Alice in an icy mist. In the final moment, my aunt looked at us, her eyes filled with sadness and forgiveness.
Farewell, my friends.
Silence fell as the Banshee finished her work. Everything around was engulfed in darkness and cold. I knew it was the end, and that this day would be the last in our story. No! We can do it again, though, I believe. And this time, I think I'm gonna skip the dialogue. Okay, snap your fingers. Let's see if I can actually play the game part. Okay, I'm refocusing. I missed that one? How? Okay, keep going, keep going. Gotta lock in. I'm trying to lock in. I should hype myself up. You know how last time I played Sunhaven and like I couldn't fish it, but every time I said I'm a gamer, I could do it. I think I have to do that. Okay, I'm a gamer, I'm a gamer, I'm a gamer. I'm a gamer, I'm a gamer, I'm a gamer. No, I'm a gamer, I'm a gamer. Okay, okay, that was better. That was so much better. That was better. I need to hype myself up. Gamer, gamer, gamer. What if I'm like stuck on this part of the story forever? Maybe some Doritos or Cheeto dust on your fingers may help. Yeah, extra grip, extra grip. I also need some like Mountain Dew or whatever, Red Bull. I did drink too much caffeine today. But that was only tea. You know, I gotta lock in and drink some more caffeine. Okay, I'm a gamer. Oh my gosh, that was a double. Gamer, I'm gaming, I'm gaming. I'm gaming, I'm gaming. This is so stupid. I can't believe that actually works. Or it works better, at least. I didn't get all of them. Ah, maybe we can manage this way. Okay, so we killed it the second time. Alice grinned and winked at me. Oh, this is another one. Never mind. There's still more. Okay, let's hold on. Let me shake my hands a little. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. There's more. Okay. Let's do this. Okay, I'm a gamer. I'm a gamer. I'm a gamer. Oh frick! Oh frick! No! No! Oh no, I think we died here. No, I wasn't good enough. Wait, what? God, I can't stand it. Wait, did we make it? The light from the palm of my hand became brighter, enveloped the entire bridge, and I could not longer distinguish its contours. The ghostly girl dissolved in a white glow. And then everything abruptly stopped as if by a click. Oh, so we beat it! I thought she was gonna... Because it said, like, the same dialogue. Hold up. Can I go back? This may not be the best idea, but let's save it twice, just in case. Can I go back? Okay, oh wait, I can do this. This has the dialogue. Okay, right here. This is the dialogue. My bad. Sorry. I think I was too panicked. I clicked it. She was almost about to touch her, but Aunt seemed to start a double. A mist copy separated from her. I had seen something like this when I woke up from a hypnosis a few minutes earlier. Aunt Alice! The banshee was clouding her mind, but maybe I could interrupt this horrible connection if I stood between them. With those thoughts, I rushed to Aunt and covered her with my body. I didn't think about myself at that moment, although I knew I had no chance of surviving, facing the ghostly creature. The banshee gave a loud cry and flew in my direction. I've never been so scared in my life. Horror nailed me to the place. I looked at the monster with wide eyes and felt tears flowing down my cheeks. I don't want my aunt to remember me so helpless and miserable. I raised my hand to wipe my face and suddenly noticed that my palm was glowing. Oh, does Thomas get, like, magic powers now? Bones were visible through the transparent skin, just like an x-ray. What the hell? The banshee was already very close, and I tried to cover myself with my hands, pushing them forward. A palm immediately blew out coldness, as if I had thrust it into a snowdrift. There was a desperate cry. The fingers of my right hand were merged with the fingers of a ghost. Banshee tried to unlock, but nothing came of it. She seemed to panic and began to scream even louder. God, I can't stand it. The light from my palm became brighter. It enveloped the entire bridge, and I could no longer distinguish its contours. The ghostly girl dissolved in a white glow. Oh, so Thomas got, like, magic powers! And then everything abruptly stopped, as if by a click. The hand ceased to glow, and the creature disappeared in front of the staff. Lone skulls fell aimlessly to the ground. Thomas, what was that? Where did the banshee go? Did I miss something?
It seems Thomas managed to destroy it somehow.
So we were gamers, you know? I should have just trusted myself. We did better the second time. That means we were gaming. Indeed. Elmara jumped to her feet furiously. What have you done, naughty boy? And what is this peeping out of your bag?
Get inside, you nasty bud.
Fabian grumped but obeyed.
I won't accept it.
She pulled out her magic wand and pointed it at me. Stop this nonsense. What is this all about? The barrier? There was a click and the magic veil disappeared. There were two men standing in an empty alley. Oh, okay. Oh boy. I didn't know that this was gonna be a little bit scary. I noticed at once how they looked. You did it. Blue's a gamer. I am a gamer. It should seem that for those several hours of wandering around this town, I saw so many different costumes and outlooks of mages, and it should be difficult to surprise me, but still. The two unknown men were wearing masks, very much like those I saw at the school theater. Black, hollow mouths of masks were curved down on the right and up on the left, sad and happy. The men had long hair falling to their shoulders. They wore pointed hats on their heads. The blue hat looked very important. It had lots of folds, reminding me of a plum face with a proper double chin. plum face with a double chin. That's certainly an interesting way to describe a very important hat. The red, on the contrary, was slim and gonky, with a long wiggled tail. The blue one on the right. The blue one was the first to speak. Blue hat. I'm afraid you will have to follow us. In Nighttown, it's forbidden to use uncontrolled magic. Dueling in public places and calling of spirits of low, middle, or high ranks. Oh, righteous gods. What happened? What happened? You tell me, young man. Mr. Hat pointed at something in the distance, and we all looked in that direction. A beautiful statue on the unicorn no longer seemed that majestic. It simply missed its head. It was lying nearby on the stone road, and everything was covered with thin, glittering layer of diamond dust. Someone whistled. It seemed to be... They always change the name. Ignatius Petrovich. Auntie smiled guiltily at me and shrugged her shoulders. Elmara swore loudly. Damn. And Grimmer thoughtfully wagged his tail.
While we're at it, we could take a couple of big fragments along with us.
Keep quiet, vandals. Wow, it seems that these guys will get their lesson today. The red hat laughed wickedly, and the blue one didn't pay any attention to its fellow. It looked strictly at Grimmer, then at me, my aunt, and Elmara. The witch with tousled hair and crazy eyes, like a haunted animal, was looking for a way to escape from the crime scene. You'd never recognize her as a teacher. She looked like some mad girl in a witch's costume. Please stand in line. We must chain you up and escort you to the council tree. That's against regulations. I'm a victim here. Elmara pointed her finger at Aunt Alice and continued speaking furiously. It's all her. This crazy girl broke my family's staff and set the spirit free, and then she broke the statue and... Nobody was listening to the girl. The high masters froze straight as a string. It seemed like they didn't even breathe. The blue hat woefully examined the damaged unicorn, and the red one was thinking something over. Why don't you say single file? This is what is called stand in a single file. I believe I'm in charge here. Mr. Hat looked at Elmara. If everything you told us is true, then you have nothing to worry about. But according to the rules, we must escort all participants of the incident for interrogation. That is for sincere conversation, during which all details will be clarified. That's right, but still, I don't understand why you... Darkness enslaved my soul. Calm down, finally, and you stand single file, double file, triple file, or whatever, quick. Single file is the correct way, is correct to say single file. The blue hat was trying to keep its temper, but its tip began to tick nervously along with its left eye. Auntie whispered to me that it's better not to contradict, and we hurried to follow the order. Elmara stood at the front, Aunt Alice right behind her, and I crossed the procession? Does the cat have to stand in single file too? I don't think he's dangerous. You don't think at all. It's not a cat, it's a man in the guise of a cat. And that means he also must stand in your foolish single file. Oh, so they can like see if it is a person. You didn't sleep at night again, did you? I bet you were reading someone's memoir. Rimmer didn't hurry to obey. Instead, he tried to run away, right towards the diamond ruins, as it seemed to me. The face of the blue hat changed dramatically. You lousy cat, join the rest in the row. The man who was wearing the hat waved his magic wand. The chain twined around Grimmer's neck, then around my hands, and hurried to my aunt's and Elmara's. The chain didn't prevent from moving, but still we were very unpleasant. They got us. Wouldn't you say?
This is the first time I've got arrested, and I'm innocent, my dear. I've always known that love is the...
I can't read. Hold on, let me read that again.
This is the first time I've got arrested, and I am innocent, my dear. I have always known that love is a cruel thing.
Auntie was going to protest, but she was interrupted. I'll go to the front, and you'll walk behind. We were at the front. You were at the front last time. Why is it always like this? Like that? The blue hat sighed and swore. The red one went to the end of our row. And just then I noticed that people wearing those hats were moving very strangely, like robots from old sci-fi movies. If anyone tries to escape, once more, the consequences will be sad for everyone. You will be turned. The red hat looked very content and really made me alert, though I had no idea what that turn meant. Maybe that would turn us into animals, like Grimmer? I wouldn't like that at all. That's why I asked in a whisper, "Who are they anyway? Who are they anyway?" These hats are the council guards. They are keeping order in the witch town. These people are former criminals whose minds are conquered by the magic hats. They are also called dolls because the hats control their bodies, and they are just like puppets.
And why aren't they in prison? Well, giving your body to the town guard service reduced their sentence by several times, so it is not surprising that they are here and not behind the bars. On the way, Elmara was gloomy and silent for a while, but suddenly she shook her head and spoke quietly. Now you will never restore your good name, Alice. Good job, by the way. I never liked that statue. Auntie was looking down, thinking something was over. She seemed not to even hear the witch's words, and the latter pouted. Coming closer to my aunt, I decided to ask what lies ahead of us. She smiled. Well, we will definitely stay alive. As we didn't break the oldest laws, no one was killed or crippled. Only the unicorn was damaged, but I don't think it is too serious. But Miss Elmara said... Auntie spat.
Don't call her that way, for God's sake. This incident, of course, won't do me any good, but her reputation will also be spoiled. So she can forget all about taking the chair of the council. She smiled in content. The most important thing is not to do anything silly and concentrate on the good points in any situation. I think it's very good luck that we were caught by the guards.
Good luck, but why?
Yes, it is good luck. Now we will take in to the council at once, instead of wasting time in a long queue that would be extremely boring. I'd rather stand 10 fights with the Ice Dragon boredom. Ice Dragon boredom! That's what really kills me. I would never think that in the witch's world a simple queue can be the most lethal thing. We were walking for several minutes already. Amara trudged as to the execution, and Annie, who was walking rather quickly, stepped on the long hem of her clothes all the time. I had to walk faster, not to drag behind, and I was beginning to envy Grimmer, who was quietly drifting on his cloud. The Red Hat was walking behind, singing some strange tune, which began to irritate me gradually. Maybe everyone else didn't notice or hear it, but I felt like if I heard this song one more time, I would go crazy. Gaining enough courage, I spoke.
Could you stop singing, please? I've got a terrible headache and...
What is wrong with a man, or more precisely, a hat, loving his job? I'm in a good mood. Today is the best day ever.
I'm happy for you being so lucky, but still.
Indeed, I am lucky, and you are not. I don't think losing of magical powers is a pleasant thing. But it must be a very interesting thing to watch the process. The body emits all sorts of light waves, sparkles, and other special effects. It's just beautiful. You'll see it for yourself.
I didn't quite understand.
There's nothing to understand here. You see, you should see it by yourself. Moreover, if the one without magical powers is put under the procedure, it's hard to even predict what can happen. And I feel it is just your case. Everything inside me got cold and my hands started to shake. Come down, fellow. He's new and, as always, didn't read the rules of detention and punishment. These mages killed or crippled no one. The punishment will be minimal, but effective. The voice of the Red Hat was almost a scream. And now what? We won't see the deprivation of magic. There's no need for that. We need to interrogate them and to have a preventative conversation. The Red Hat became rather sad. It seemed to turn pale, and the tip on its tail went down gloomily. It looked dreary, but was silent at last. I couldn't help feeling happy about it. We almost reached the tree when Alice stopped for a second. Covering her eyes from the sun, which wasn't even there as it was pitch dark, she was looking into the distance, tilting her head up. The council was just around the corner, Thomas. Are you ready to meet the most powerful witches?
With 3 idealers who spend all their days in an old tree being useless, what do you mean? Them, honey.
Aunt ignored the cat's words. The 3 witches who have mastered the art of magic so much that they can use it equally effectively wands, as well as books and various potions? Okay.
Wow. It turns out that they are almighty.
Well, not quite. The level of magic lowered over the last couple of years. I think it affected everyone. So one of them, Autie Flyberry, she travels the worlds of dreams. She can look into the future, learn about the past, and see the real present if, of course, she needs it. The second, Various, very dangerous person, Kaveri Grenvelt. She is a member of the Club of Young Explorers of the Black Sphere. This club is studying dangerous magic and is trying to comprehend it. And the third, Annabis Helgort, the current cardinal of the council. All legal acts pass through her. She knows everything about everything and everyone.
It sounds like they are really powerful people in the magic world. Yes, the best council for the last century. Sleepy Fly, mad scientist, and the one who knows everything, but does nothing. Don't make me laugh, Alice. Don't intimidate the boy with this circuit of jesters.
Oh, he's calling the council a bunch of clowns. Aunt grinned. Okay. In fact, I believe that Grimmer is right in some ways. They are very powerful, but I never noticed their influence on the magical world as a council.
But what noticeable things can they do? Raise taxes or something like that?
Auntie became pensive. Well, if you put it in a simple way, every new council constantly prohibits or approves something. However, the latter happens much less often. Usually, after the invention of a new spell, potion, or something similar, the council almost immediately checks this discovery and decides whether it can be used by citizens of the magical society. So the cardinal of the current council hasn't yet bought anything new or brought anything new in our lives. This happens rarely. Magic is a living energy. It is constantly changing, acquiring new forms and types, and this is reflected on all of us. Mages constantly discover new properties of already well-known things, invent new spells or ways of their usage. Therefore, such a lack of discoveries in recent years is something atypical and very strange. The current time period has been nicknamed Deadlock Age. Oh, okay, let's save. Before I go anywhere else. Rewrite, yes, let's rewrite that. And then I should go back. My aunt told me many interesting things, so I didn't notice how we finally reached our destination. Whoa, this tree is interesting. All the time I saw the huge tree standing in the center of the city, only from afar. Very, very Halloween, spooky season themed. And now it was towering right in front of me, as if we were teleported to it. This giant seemed to be taller than most houses in the city, its spreading branches covered to the sky. Between the fiery orange leaves, you could see shining stars in the sky, and the moon peeked out from under the lush crown of the tree. A crowd gathered around the tree. Everything was as the aunt said. There was even a couple of graves. It seems that someone really died standing in the queue. Oh. Well, that doesn't look great. A blue energy portal pulsed in the center of the huge trunk. A stone-paved path led to it, torches burning along its sides. Around the tree, pumpkins flew with glowing yellow eyes. As Grimmer explained, they were decorative. This picture literally mesmerized me. I just could look at it for eternity. Excuse me, Mr. Hat. A thick hat turned the head of his doll to my aunt. My nephew is new in these places. Could you put out the fire on his hand? What? I looked at my hand. It was engulfed in fire, but I didn't feel neither heat nor pain. There was a popping sound, and the fire disappeared. Don't look at the ghostly fire, Thomas. It burns the eyes of the dead.
If an unprepared person stares at such a fire for a long time, the flame will enslave his soul.
Wow! Don't listen to this cat. It's just trying to scare you. In fact, nothing terrible will happen. You will just fall into a lethargic dream and lose control of your body. True, you can't get out of the state yourself, so then you have to be disenchanted, and this is a long and exhausting process.
Okay, and why keep it in front of the middle of the city?
What do you mean, why? For aesthetics, of course. And beauty, as you know, is a terrible force. You can't admire it for so long. Just don't look. So just don't look.
How can you not look if these torches are everywhere? And there's this huge portal of the same color.
Well, I don't know, just try not to. So you will go in one by one. It shouldn't take long, don't worry. The investigator will just talk to you, write down a report, issue a fine for the damage, and check your wands. Standard procedure. I have a new wand, and it was checked just yesterday. I'm sure you will find all the records about this in the corresponding section of the department. And, as you know, after checking a few more hours, you can't use it, so yesterday it gave me a lot of inconveniences. I'm a teacher, and I can't teach my students without my wand. Are you really going to take me and my children through such sufferings today? Putting off practical training for 2 days is simply unwise. Do you even know who I am? If my family will know. Of course, we understand. That's why we will check yours first, so that the negative effect ends as soon as possible. The man in the hat grabbed Amara under the elbow, apparently wanting to quickly push through the portal and get rid of her moaning. But the witch changed her face sharply and jumped backward as soon as the length of the chain allowed, and pulled out her hand clutching the wand. Get your hands off me! I said that my wand was already checked. But miss, these are the rules. Well, you leave me no choice. There was a sound of broken glass and blue sparks flashed before my eyes. We were untied now. Oh boy, what are you? Heck, I wasn't going to set you free.
Thank you.
I wouldn't be so happy. Aunt pushed me behind her. What are you up to? Elmara smiled. Oh, is she evil? Is she actually evil? I really thought she was just a bad person, but I didn't think she was evil. The witch shouted some strange word, and a blue flash fired from her hand. Phantom magic, but it's forbidden. You resist the guardians of the council. Do you realize the consequences? You don't realize anything yet. The tongues of flames circled around the girl. She extended her hand forward and set fire to the ground. Oh boy! A wall of fire to the very sky cut us off from the outside world. Damn witch! At that very moment, pumpkins, with glowing blue eyes, began to attack the guards from above like vultures. How does she get the teacher's license? Yeah! So basically, the other, Alice can't get a teacher's license, but she can? Let's save this. I feel like we might have another mini game coming up, so let's rewrite that one. Thomas, get down! I won't touch your slackers, Alice.
Who, me?
Amara giggled. I peered apprehensively from behind my aunt's back. It was hard to believe the world of a witch practicing such forbidden spells. Well, pumpkins show them real ghost magic. You see, I have a certain passion for the forbidden arts, so I can't let you drag me to the council and arrange a wand check. After all, I'll end up in jail. You better stay away from me. Pumpkins grabbed the blue hat with their teeth and wanted to tear it to pieces, but didn't have time to do it. The red hat came to the rescue. Her doll shot some kind of spell. Pumpkins smashed into pieces. The next spell flew into Elmara, but she dodged it and laughed. Very cool design. Yeah, the design is cool. Like, she does kind of look evil here. The thing is, her dress is so, like, happy. I wouldn't expect her to be, like, truly evil. Just sort of, like, annoying. Or, like, mean. Put down your wand immediately and give up. Do you really think that everything will be as simple as that? The air around the girl seemed to be heated. More and more pumpkins began to appear from nowhere. What is strange, the people who gathered near the tree, they paid no attention to us.
Of course you hide the ghostly circle and everything that is happening in it, but don't you think that Alice and I are so cheap to keep silent? I think we will be okay with some and 6 zeros.
This is a section for no such things. It's called aiding, I know for sure. It's tempting, but I don't think the dead can testify. Okay, I'm gonna take a sip of water.
Hydration break.
Okay. Grimmer, dear, did you learn to negate like this on the flea market? Amara pointed her wand at us. What? You should be smarter. Kitty is right. I don't need trouble with unwanted witnesses. Several pumpkins rushed to Grimmer.
Which I will complain about you in the cat union.
But that was only the beginning. A swarm of pumpkins came upon us. They attacked from all sides. I barely managed to evade, but I also tried to take part in the battle. Okay. Let's save this. I punched one of the charmed vegetables, and it flew straight into a torch after it flashed brightly and disappeared into the blue flame. But I couldn't rejoice at the victory for a long time because 3 pumpkins immediately came upon me. Their teeth clung to my arm and leg, but I didn't feel any pain, only fatigue. My legs were rigid and sank bewilderedly into the ground. Soon all of you will fall asleep by a ghostly dream and disappear into the world of spirits. No bodies, no evidence, perfect. It's pity it doesn't work on hats, but don't worry, I'll just turn you into ashes. I won't count on it. Grimmer jumped up, letting one pumpkin fly into another, and gracefully landed on the 3rd vegetable. He looked at Amara grinning.
Thank you, of course, but at home I had a good night's sleep.
I looked at my aunt. She fought back from the enemy, shooting multicolored spells in all directions. Pumpkins now ignored me, but my aunt still tried not to let them too close to me. Igni Perchovich also woke up and fought as best as he could. He used his tip as a whip and threw away pumpkins that flew too close.
Let me sleep, damn vegetables. Absolutely no manners.
How on time you woke up, Ingi. I already thought that you were in heaven, you old rogue.
You wish. The last inventory of our store was extremely tiresome. Now I am so sleepy.
Come on, you sleep all day just like Grimmer.
Hey!
The whole team was doing their best and fought bravely. Only me, as usual, was useless. It seemed that I have helped with the banshee, and even then I don't understand how. I wanted to lie on the ground and wake up as a worthy magician, strong and courageous. Boy, a familiar voice came from somewhere. Don't you dare fall asleep, boy. You fought bravely, now you need to hang on a little longer. You got only a couple of bites. Soon this ghostly poison will disappear. You'll be good as new. I didn't want to appear before the guards, but things took the most ridiculous turn. See how defenseless they are? Previously, only the most deserved and most disciplined and battle-trained hats were recruited in the department. Somehow I opened my eyes. It seemed that the guards really couldn't control the toothy pumpkins. They were surrounded and bitten. The dolls only jerked ridiculously in attempts to do anything.
Talented guards indeed. They can't cope with one noisy rebel. The city seems to be in good hands.
I like Rimmer's sarcasm a lot. After a few seconds, both dolls fell lifelessly to the ground.
Great arrest!
Apparently, such a quality of ghostly poison made hats sleepy for a while. Elmara, stop! You went too far! The guards already dozed off. My student can be harmed, and he had nothing to do with it. Erase his memory if you want, but let him get out of the circle.
Really? Even criminals don't attack harmless four-eyed boys.
It seems the cat stood up for me, but did it, as always, in his own style. Backhanded. Don't try me, fool. I remember how this boy dealt with my banshee. Who knows what other secrets are hidden under his ridiculous clothes and stupid glasses. Maybe he's just pretending, and memory loss won't work on him at all. The boy will run away as soon as he is outside the circle and will turn me over to the council. No way. I go no further than necessary. No one can accuse me of anything, even suspect me. I am the best teacher of magic without a single complaint on the account, and the place in the council will be mine. Everything was floating before my eyes, and through the fog I saw Aunt lower her head. Then you leave me no choice. Alice's eyes darkened and looked like two black moons. She touched the ghostly flame that wriggled around Elmara, and it suddenly turned purple. There was a scream. Elmara's face twisted in horror. Oh. What? What are you doing? Stop. This is... How could you? A touch of darkness? You shouldn't have touched my nephew. The witch yelled. Violent flames danced on her face. It looked creepy and bewitching at the same time.
Just like in the good old days of Inquisition.
Oh, it's better to not anger the mistress. I'll hide back. Fabian hid in my backpack. In the meantime, the flames switched to the girl's long ringlets, but they didn't burn out immediately. Oh, so does Alice use, like, forbidden magic as well? They began to sparkle and blacken, fading like bonfires. Violet strands were covered with burnt blots, and their former color flew off like enamel, scattering to ashes. The girl screamed and frantically waved her hands in vain attempts to extinguish the fire. No, stop! She awkwardly lost her balance and fell into the wall of ghostly flame. In the same second, everything stopped. The fire receded, but Elmara was nowhere to be found. I was frozen in shock. My lips could barely move. The voice was gone. Did I just witness a murder? What happened to her? She got what she deserved. That's all you need to know. But she's alive, right? In a way. Oh. I looked around. Most of the pumpkins disappeared, along with their creator. Others returned to their places of decor and calmly sailed through the air around the tree. Alice gently pulled one of the guards lying on the ground. How are you, mister? We have not seen anything. Don't kill us, Miss Moraine. Wow, so that's how it is. Yes, she's no longer here. She escaped. As for you, maybe after all you led us to the council, and somehow we will settle all matters with, vandalism? Auntie held out her hand and helped the guard stand up. Sure, come on. You will testify about how we violently defended the city, and I won't in the protocol. I won't in the protocol your help in detaining this witch, although she managed to escape. Aunt Alice winked cheerfully. little bit of a encouragement from Alice.
Fine, my reputation in special circles won't be ruined by this ridiculous detention.
We went to the portal. The first to enter was a man in the blue hat. After waiting a bit, Aunt took my hand and pulled me after her. Boy, you better shut your eyes if you don't want to go blind. I nodded, closed my eyes, and stepped into the portal. The sensations were very strange. Of course, I didn't have particularly rich experience in traveling this way, but this time was different. The portal seemed to drag me deeper and deeper. It was as if I was trying to swim in something very thick like marmalade or jelly, and this mass tasted too sweet.
Aunt, why do I feel sugar on my tongue?
Perhaps when creating this portal, a lot of sweet-toothed souls were used. I would advise not to eat this, your stomach will hurt. After a few seconds, the jelly split in two, and we found ourselves in a strange room similar to an attic. Apparently, it was located on the top of the tree, from here a wonderful view of the magical city opened.
It's so beautiful here. It's good I'm not afraid of heights, otherwise I would be scared to death.
I leaned slightly over the metal railing and looked down. The night streets were full of yellow lanterns, and the windows kept flashing and dying out like a fluttering garland. There was a large table on the terrace, lit by a very strange lamp with bubbling liquid. At this table, I noticed 3 figures, all of them, like Alice, had pointed witch hats on their head. The girls sat motionless, their heads bowed, and thought about something or waited for something. My attention was immediately drawn to the witch in the center. The brim of her hat was lined with candles. I'd never seen such a thing even in this strange city, which is why I assumed she was in charge here. However, she was surrounded by rather colorful company. The witch on the left probably had great love for pumpkins, at least her orange-green suit told me so. The crescent on her hat fluttered leisurely as she breathed. She was almost lying on the table with her hand under her head and seemed to be asleep. This is probably Odette. The other witch on the right nervously twisted the long silver thread of her hat on her finger, at the end of which a golden star sparkled. The girl sat with such a look as if forcing herself to remain in place with all her might. She twitched slightly, tapped the table with her long fingernail, and made it clear that she wanted to get out of here as soon as possible. Are we at the Witches' Council? The hats that brought us seemed to be afraid of the witches and were in no hurry to somehow indicate their presence. Instead, they acted as quietly as possible, as if they were afraid to interfere. For several minutes, the witches simply ignored us. Then, the central one raised her hand so sharply and looked at us that I almost fell from surprise. However, the girl didn't seem to see us. Her misty, luminous eyes reflected the gold glitter of the moon. I finally asked, "What's happening here?" "Nothing special. They hold some kind of ritual. It takes hours. But we don't want to wait so much, right?" Aunt Alice winked at me and coughed loudly. A white veil disappeared from the girl's eyes, and grinning, she waved her hand in the direction of the exit. The hats immediately hastily retreated, and almost jostling in the doorway, it seemed that the gesture was intended for them. Oh, I like this design a lot. The candles. And abyss. Good eternal night, you all. Hey, we held a secret right here. Nights, yes, they are always secret. You can make it later. Better look here. I brought you such a magician. Wow, only a minute ago my aunt told me that these were the most powerful witches, and now she talks to them as almost like chatting with Elmara. The witches walked around me, studying as if by X-ray from head to toe and back, and only the last of them, as if nothing had happened, continued to sniff quietly on the table. And what do we have here? I blushed and awkwardly tried to squeeze out a greeting.
Good eternal night, ladies.
Grimmer cheerfully interrupted me, and it seemed even saved me. Somehow I felt at ease having the attention of these ladies. Grimmer Redcraft, a well-known heart stealer and well-known lover of everything that is bad and very well hidden, mainly behind doors with magic locks, still not in jail?
No, of course not. No evidence, no case. That's it. I'm the most ordinary cat. I play all day with my hat, sleeping here and there. And by the way, if you need a case, I will give you that. A particularly dangerous criminal, Elmara Moore, has just escaped. It'd be nice to catch her. She just ripped the unicorn head off and vanished into the night. Unflattering rumors about the protection of the city will creep at such a pace.
He smiled shyly. Suddenly, the pumpkin witch finally woke up and turned to us. She stretched the words imposingly with her sleepy voice. Her eyes, though they weren't covered with a white veil, still seemed somehow cloudy. Again, someone from the Murin family did something stupid and this time even broke the law? Interesting. I'll look for her in my dreams. She didn't look decisive at all, only very tired. Perhaps because of her abilities, this witch doesn't rest when she sleeps. Once again, I examined all the witches with interest, recalling what Auntie told me. I loved the three witches' designs. Of course, I didn't imagine them like that, but probably it was worth getting used to the fact that in the world of magic, everything is not what it seems at first glance. Suddenly, I noticed that the mouths of their hats were sewn up. Well, at least two of them was. A third hat had a piece of skull sewn instead of its usual face. It looked very strange, and I immediately wanted to leave this place. I also noted that the same badges which sparkled on their clothes. These were round pieces of red metal, similar to large copper coins, with stamped pattern, which depicted a broom standing next to the cauldron. The hats that brought us here had the same badges. At first, I thought that this was some kind of sign of the city guards, but apparently they were worn by everyone who had something to do with the council. Finally, the central witch with the red robes got up from the table and extended her hand to me. She moved her fingers impatiently, and the numerous rings on her hand sent an eerie metal rattle. Auntie pushed me towards her. I understood the hint and went to the girl with the rings. Her pale skin was piercingly cold, and I felt goosebumps when she touched me. She laughed wickedly. How strange. Not only is there no magic in this boy, it seems that his magical powers is negative. -600 or something. However, this is a magical phenomenon, so, formally, we cannot deny him the right to study. One of the witches seemed not surprised at all. She shrugged her shoulders and sleepily continued to doze off. The second one jumped from her seat and rushed forward. In a matter of seconds, she was standing right in front of me, frightened the sleepyhead. What's wrong with you, Cray-Ray? How do you say that? K-Ray? K-Ray? Why do you need to scare me so suddenly? -600, Odette, did you hear that? This is unbelievable. I need to study him immediately. Odette didn't answer. K-Ray came close to me, and I was able to better examine her. She was a young witch with glowing purple eyes, with noble and, at the same time, predatory face features, with a frightening manicure. The hat on her head looked sad and tired. She sighed heavily and slowly swayed her long tail. The girl wrapped her fingers around my face and looked right into my eyes. What secrets are hidden inside? Alice hurried to pull me aside. Once more, you lay a finger on my nephew, I will have to take off your hand. Okay, how fearsome you are. Probably you came here not just to get acquainted, but immediately sign up for the exam. Auntie already wanted to answer something, but Annabeth suddenly intervened in the conversation.
Nephew, how interesting. You didn't seem to have other relatives besides...
Yes?
So that is the legacy of the magnificent Emily. A negative ability. Gosh, magic can be so cruel, right?
Alice looked at Annabeth with a heavy look for some time, then sharply turned her gaze to K-Ray. Of course, we are here for the exam. We will successfully pass it, don't hesitate. Moreover, we would like to proceed as soon as possible. Everything is ready. I even brought the examiner's hourglass. Suddenly, an hourglass materialized in my aunt's hands. Then another witch spoke up. She finally woke up and even got from the table.
So, without preparation?
Odette is right. We have pity on the guy, honey. Look how young he is. You lose this student, and you will never be able to restore your license. Alice smiled slyly. Don't worry, Cray-Ray. Everything is already decided. Cray-Ray waved her hand, and the examiner's clock snipped out of Alice's hand, and then, flying across the room, land on the open palm of the witch with purple hair. I don't think you will need it. I better leave it to someone more worthy? Annabeth looked sternly at the witch. Give me the clock, Cray-Ray. Of course we won't arrange an exam right away, but the boy has the right to take the test. Her voice was hard and cold. But how is this possible? A worthless witch and a boy with negative magic ability. Annabeth grabbed the hourglass from Cray-Ray and handed it to my aunt.
Well, he already made at least one potion, right? According to the rules. The student himself must prepare a portal potion in Nighttown. Of course, with the participation of a mentor, and he did it. Otherwise, the portal simply wouldn't have considered his magical talent and wouldn't have let the boy into the city.
That's why I don't like pure potion makers. Any untalented upstart, unable even to light a single spark with his hands, can make stupid potions. How difficult is this? Read the recipe and follow the instructions. This profession is made for wimps. Ray went... Carrie? Or is it Carrie? I just realized it might have been Carrie, not C-A. Care... C-A-R. No, because there's no R here. Carrie. No, it is Carrie. I can't read. Okay, Carrie went to one of the mirrors and went into the world. No one saw that. Everyone heard Carrie the first time. I want to take part of this madness. If you need anything, I don't want to take part of this madness. If you need anything, I'll be in my lab. And this is how you know I can't read. It seems that if there was a door, the witch would slam it defeatingly. I tuned my bewildering gaze at Annabeth, and she smiled at me, then turned to my aunt. Allison, I understand it. You want to restore your license, but did you think it through? You were a little late with the registration procedure. Almost all the tasks have been taken. The only task with the marked GD are left. I didn't want to interfere with the conversation, so I turned to Grimmer and whispered, GD?
Yes, gravely dangerous.
I swallowed nervously. I didn't like where this was going. No problem.
Nobody usually chooses these tasks. You know why. Maybe you should wait until next year and take a simple task.
No, I'm sure I can teach my nephew everything I need. Everything that I know about potions. We can handle everything. This is not forbidden.
Are you confident in your choice? I have no right to dissuade you, okay.
Tell me what your student's name is. With that, Annabeth snapped her finger and turned to Odette, whose head was lying at the table. Odette, write his name in the exam data. Enough of wandering around the world of dreams. It's time to get down to business. As you wish, Cardinal.
But the boy could have had a future. Feeling sorry for you, man.
What? The half-asleep witch drew her magic wand from the air and gently drew several lines in front of her. The lines lit up, turning into some kind of list. Toby McMillian? Raina Wilfort? Creel? Rawlson. Other students? Thomas Mayer. Odette nodded and recorded me between Krill and Ryan, then looked at the Cardinal Witch. Do not cross those who have not passed. I do not cross those who have not passed. Annabeth rolled her eyes.
Those who didn't pass underline, and those who can no longer take the test. You can cross them out.
Goosebumps ran down my spine. Those who will never pass, it turns out that you can really die on these tests. I quickly looked at Glimmer, and he nodded mournfully as if confirming my thoughts. No, this cat likes to mock me. I think it's not so bad. Perhaps what happened to these children was just an accident. One in a million. Maybe they were just unlucky, but I'll be lucky and everything will be fine. Yes, it will be so. I took a deep breath and tried to calm down. How many failures have we got? Well, those that you crossed out. Wrong voice. Whoa. More than 50%, I guess. What? You can't find any talented students these days. More than 50%. Auntie, maybe we should. But I never had a chance to finish. Right, after all, the ritual of preparing the great potion will take place really soon. We will need talented potion makers from around the world. Of course, this can cost a life, not only of a novice, but also a more experienced professional. After all, magicians live for such moments. As they say, who doesn't take risks can't practice. You too will be able to participate. Why is she doing this? Why laugh so ominously? We can take part of this preparation of the great potion. My aunt was so glad. I was afraid she hadn't heard anything about the chance to die. Alice, of course, had warned me before that the wizarding world can be dangerous and you need to be constantly on alert. But that's completely different. This is not just some kind of quiz or exam to help determine how good a student is. This is a deadly mission without room for mistakes. Is this really necessary? What are the chances our names will be deleted from the list?
Well, if your student passes the exam, I will immediately restore your teacher license and invite you to the ritual.
This is a great chance. Thank you. Aunt's eyes light up like candles.
Not only a chance, but a great risk. Therefore, before you agree, I really suggest you think about this.
Finally, as it turned out, she is indeed a wise cardinal witch. I hope that the aunt will, of course, listen to her. We accept the task. Alice glowed with happiness. As for me, I couldn't make a sound. My throat felt dry like the sands of Sahara, and really there wasn't a thing to say. It was too late. My name was on the list and there was no way back.
Great.
Annabeth smiled, and somehow too slightly. I didn't like it, of course. To be honest, I didn't really believe in her good intentions, and this terrible skull on her witch's hat scared me. I grabbed my aunt's hand and pulled it.
Auntie, maybe we'll wait and take the easier task?
But Alice apparently didn't want to hear about any grave danger. She patted my cheeks. Everything will be fine, Thomas. You still don't realize how lucky you are. The Great Potion Ritual is held every 523 years. This is an ordeal for the magician and his disciple, but also a great honor. Wizards who reach the last stage and drink a sip of this potion become many times stronger. They open new horizons, and not only in potions. This is our chance to write our names in history.
Don't be afraid, young potion maker. But don't be too reckless. Always try to search for the middle ground.
The Cardinal Witch made a strange gesture with her hand, and in front of my eyes opened exactly the same portal that we used to get here.
And now you must leave. I still have a lot of visitors today, except our further instructions. Good luck to both of you.
We stepped into the portal, and after a few seconds found ourselves in my aunt's room. Fabian immediately jumped out of my backpack, his wooden tentacles grabbed my cheeks, and he began to turn my head back and forth, staring intently, like I was a strange pet. -600! What new magic is this? Never heard of this. I need to study this subject. Easy, easy. I was also surprised when I heard it. It's good that you restrained yourself and didn't rush to study, Thomas, in front of the council. That would have been catastrophe. The aunt laughed carefree.
It's so nice to be home. You can calmly talk and not be afraid that these witches will sew your mouth for talking too much. So nice to have a good sleep without annoying vegetables flying over your nose.
I'm not so stupid. They would probably try to seize me and interrogate, considering how much I learned when I was an archivist in the House of Secrets. However, even I don't know about the abilities of this boy, and it scares me.
Grimmer grunted. More like anti-abilities, but you did a great job with the Banshee, man. Well done.
I smiled. It turned to be a busy day, but we achieved our goal, and now we can only wait. In the meantime, we can have dinner. Come, I will treat you with something delicious. We all went to the kitchen. Do I save? What's this? I don't like this black screen. I'm saving. We all went to the kitchen. Alice poured a cup of tea for everyone and brought plates with something meaty and incredibly tasty. However, I didn't want to know what it was, and Grimmer even got cookies. It was a fun evening with a calm and friendly atmosphere. Aunt often laughed happily, and Grimmer cracked sharp jokes for the rest of the day. For the first time, I was overwhelmed with a feeling of comfort and safety, reminding me so much was in my childhood. After dinner, I fell asleep as soon as I reached my bed. The next morning, my aunt stayed at home. We had breakfast, and finally, I presented with some kind of books about magic. At least something familiar in this crazy world. That's how training should be done according to textbooks. Isn't it obvious? However, our peace didn't last long. After half an hour, a bat flew into the open window. A bottle and a note were tied to its paw.
Finally.
Ingi Petrovich impatiently moved from side to side on my aunt's head. The bat, like a royal eagle, landed on the railing, and my aunt neatly took the badge from its leg by cutting the green thread. The note turned out to be a big letter rolled up in a tube. Oh, World 144.
The Toy Kingdom. Not bad. Wake me up when we arrive, Alice.
The Toy Kingdom? What does it mean, Aunt?
See this list? Aunt shoved the letter into my face so close I couldn't see anything. They are the ingredients, and we need to collect for the examination potion. We can find them only in the world 144, which is called the Toy Kingdom.
144? Just how many magic worlds are there?
Oh, loads of. And the Wanderers are always discovering new ones.
The Wanderers?
Yes, they are mages who travel the midworld and explore other magic worlds too. Fabian's eyes suddenly appeared over the doorway. There are so many of them, boy, that even the House of Mysteries doesn't have the information about each of them in it. We only know a fraction of this mysterious universe.
Really? Is it hard to find new worlds?
Actually, I don't know. The Wanderers are really difficult to find, and even more difficult to make them tell you their secrets. But from what I studied, they're searching for so-called threads of reality, which connect worlds. For example, from what they did tell us, the Toy Kingdom has the 144th number according to the general list of magic world inhabitants. In every world, you can find these threads that lead to new grounds. The thread can be a road, smell, and lots of other things. The pieces of the thread are often used for brewing teleportation potions, like this potion that the council sent us. This concoction uses petals from World 143, the World of Dreams. Sorry, my voice.
You seem to know a lot about them. Did you ever want to be a wanderer?
I wanted to be a wanderer when I was a child, so I read all that I could about them, but it's very hard to get the license, Thomas, near impossible. I have to become an apprentice of a wanderer when you're a child. On top of that, you have to become an apprentice of a wanderer when you're a child. On top of that, you must stop bothering yourself with human affairs. My mother, your grandmother, wanted to teach magic, both me and Amy by herself, and I really didn't have a choice, so... Aunt sharply opened the bottle. Sorry, I need to go. Thanks for the stream. Thank you for stopping by and thank you for chatting. I appreciate it. Have fun. Yes, I will. I actually think we're almost done, but I will have fun. And feel free to leave. Bye. Thank you. I'm waving my hand. I keep forgetting that you can't see my hands. Alice smiled at me like she was a wild cat. Ready for your first mission? Finally. Bobbing quickly climbed into my backpack, yet I shook my head no. Aunt Alice only patted me on the head. Then she quickly spilled the potion into the river and jumped down. Taking a deep breath, I jumped after her. I did it by myself this time. Grimmer watched on with a cunning smile.
Didn't even need to push you in this time. Not bad, kid.
I tiredly nodded and looked down. The portal looked totally different. It wasn't liquid or dense, it just looked like an abyss. The dark and bottomless abyss where my aunt had fallen into. Suddenly, it scared me. I even got goosebumps. I had a feeling just like the one in my childhood. When you wake up at night because of a nightmare, and you are afraid to move because you think, in fact, your dream didn't end at all. The monster only hid to attack you from the shadows at any moment. I heard my own scream and tried to calm down, but then I understood. My mouth is shut. My hands are clenched in fists, but I'm scared. The scream wasn't mine. Or maybe we aren't done. Maybe there was an update. I know that for sure. The scream repeated. That was a boy's voice. Then a girl started crying. I carefully looked around. I didn't find Grimmer, but instead saw a tiny car with one of the wheels flew near me with one wheel flew near me, followed by a one-handed iron soldier and some kind of alien with tentacles. A sad feeling filled my heart. The flight suddenly stopped, and I landed on something soft. Alice and Grimmer were already there.
It's good that I can summon my cloud, otherwise I would have to scrape you off the ground.
Thanks, darling. You're as careful as usual.
Does this mean I get more cookies?
As long as you keep behaving, sweetheart. The cloud smoothly landed on the ground and disappeared. We found ourselves in a very normal forest. For something called the Toy Kingdom, I imagined that everything here would be toyish. Trees, animals, but there wasn't a thing like that.
Are you kidding me? This is not the world 144, Alice. Are you blind? This is world 148. What's wrong with your sight, darling?
Did you even read the letter we should have prepared before going to the land of the lost? Of course they were. Oh,
Of course there were loads of toys here. They're evil toys.
oops. Is that all you can say, Auntie? How did I ever end up working with you, Alice? It's even nighttime now, and how luckily we are, don't you think?
Ah, shove a cork in that bottle, Leaf Bud. We had a chance of coming here anyway.
How much more do I have? Okay, I think I have like 30 more minutes. I hope we can finish it by then. If not, I might just like stick it in at the beginning of another stream and then just try to finish it there.
So we have to search for ingredients. Several lost things, then we're out of here. Piece of cake.
I wanted to finish this today, but maybe I won't be able to.
If it wasn't for the fact that these discarded toys hunt anyone who prowls these lands like a pack of starving wolves, but who cares, right?
Huh. I don't understand. It says 144.
Let me have a look for you, honey bun. What's wrong with this handwriting? Whoever wrote this writes as well as a doctor's signature. Look here.
Well, I'm gonna save.
I thought at first it's a number 4, but you see that there's a tiny line near the number. It's 8.
Amazing. Alice's tone grew sharp. Seriously, who the heck writes 8 that way? It even looks like 9. It even looks like 9. Turn off your frustration, miss, and turn on your common sense. We must head home as soon as we can. Yes, I think you're right, Fabian. Let's see what we must collect. Fabian rolled his one eye and hid in my backpack. Aunt Alice looked at the list again. Let's start with a child's dream. In fact, we need a picture of the cosmonaut.
How do we get a picture of a cosmonaut in such a discarded land like this one? Simple. We dig through nature's waste bin.
Grimmer pointed at something behind us with his paw. I turned around and saw a huge tree standing forward. Instead of leaves, it was covered in pieces of paper.
What is this?
This is what we need. A picture tree of lost childhood dreams.
Are you sure that we would find a cosmonaut here?
Of course, but we should have really concentrated on this task. We crept closer. The tree had an aura of extreme sadness. The paper quietly rustled in the wind, and I could swear that heard children softly weeping. Hello, hello, hi, Miss Berry. Hello, hello. We're trying to find children's dreams or something. As my skin crawled with goosebumps, Grimmer attentively examined the whole tree, climbed, walked on the branches, and jumped down.
There's no cosmonaut here. I only noticed something kind of familiar with the spacesuit helmet. Is that good enough? No, I think it's more to it. I saw a glove and a boot. My gut is telling me that the picture is divided and all parts are on different pieces of paper.
Yeah, that makes sense. Good job, Thomas. I smiled widely. The faster we finish here, the better.
I'll try to find them.
Grimmer, Thomas will show you the pictures. Please tear them off the tree for him.
Meow, okay.
Oh boy, we have more tasks to do. So an astronaut and a boot. So we have this.
Here's the helmet. You can't go to space without it. Well, I'm not going anywhere. I'm a lazy, fat, cute cat. Get it yourself, Thomas.
Let's see. 30 degrees, north wind, and
What the hell are you what are you doing, woman?
I'm calculating the correct angle in order to...
I'm coming.
Okay, I think I should save. Just in case. I could do that. There's a lot of possible options. Okay, helmet, so I need like the suit part. That's like money. Glove?
Boxing glove. I don't know why gloves are such made at all. After all, it's not convenient to rack jewelry into pockets with.
I think this is part of a spacesuit seen on TV.
As you say.
Oh, it's here. Okay. Find picture of an oxygen balloon. Oxygen balloons. Oh, I see. Balloons. So, trying to search. I don't know what that one is. It's truck. Is this a balloon?
What is this thing? A track or a snake? I think we can agree that if I say it's absolutely, I don't give a damn what kind of winning thing it is, just find the pictures you need as soon as possible.
Okay. Balloon. I may need some help. Find an astronaut's shoe. Food. Well, this could be the food.
Well, I look at the food and I want to eat. Alice, I'm certainly a bit late with this, but maybe next time we can not pack Thomas's backpack with unnecessary artifacts, but rather pack a couple of sandwiches for yourself?
Well, there we go again.
Hey, he fell asleep. Such joke is wasted.
So no, that's not the food. Is this? What's this? Oh, oxygen cylinders. Oh, I found oxygen cylinders. We'll need this. Can you bring it, Grimmer?
Right away.
Do you want to see my special... do you want to see my speed spell, love?
No thanks. Be right back.
Oh, is this ice cream? Looks like ice cream.
Ice cream, yes. Just how juicy it looks. Alice, you never bought me an ice cream.
And I won't buy it. Well, you even know how it looks like, so I think your interest in this subject has been exhausted.
But I don't want to know how it looks. Besides, I already knew that woman. I want to try it. I haven't eaten like that for a long time.
But do I look like a fairy godmother to you? So no, there's a bunch of equations. Or sort of equations. Astronaut shoe picture. Alright. Does anyone see a shoe? Or food. Astronaut's food. It could be pie? Shoe. I don't see shoes. There's candy. Oh, shoes right here. I see it.
Boots are a very important thing. We'll need it. Let me help you with this.
Astronaut's food. I mean, there's like freeze-dried ice cream. But maybe the pie?
What a lovely cake. Oh, it's cake. Only candles are missing. Not only that, boy, there's no fungus or dust. Tastes like rubbish to me.
Food. Can be found on the picture tree, okay? Find the astronaut's food picture. There's ice cream. I went with this. There's candy. Christmas sweets. Okay, so it's not it. food. That's money. Can you eat money? What's this? I don't even know what that is. Crow? Knitting. So not that one. Pumpkin? What's this? Oh, this? Oh, it's like a tube with some like liquid. I guess that's the food.
Energy bar for astronauts, necessary thing indeed. Need it? Get it. Come on, Thomas, hurry up.
God toss. Thanks, madam.
Looks like that's it.
I tried to pick one of the pictures, but Grimmer stopped me.
Don't touch anything yet. Didn't you forget something, Bun? Who's activating the hourglass for you, Santa Claus? If Thomas took the ingredients now, say bye-bye to your teacher's license, Alice.
Oh, right. Thanks, Grimmer. Alice summoned the huge hourglass. On the top there was a carved head of a mage with a hat on it, which covered almost his face, and the bottom there was an ominous skull. Inside the hourglass, the strange blue grains were sparkling, but somehow weren't flowing down.
This is our time limit, Auntie?
This is the examiner's hourglass, Thomas. When we activate it, it'll start counting down. Think of it as the time test you had to take back in human schools.
So, how do we get started, Aunt Alice?
I loved how eager you are. However, listen, through this exam may not be that hard. You mustn't relax. This is a GD task, and I expect you to do well. Now, start. Put your hands on the hourglass. I carefully touched the head of the mage. The wood under my fingers felt warm. Alice swung a magical wand, and nothing happened. Oh no, is it busted? Oh no, how do we get back?
Are you kidding? Your head is busted. You need a special code number, which is written on the back of the ingredients letter. They are the new rules of the council.
Alice looked suspiciously at Grimmer. How do you know this?
Sent a messenger with a rat. Took it when I wasn't looking.
Grimmer couldn't come up with a decent excuse. Even to me, it sounded pathetic. Sounded like Auntie had him cornered. Sounds like someone does not want their cookies.
Wait, no! Yeah, fine. Twist my tail. I have to teach one girl, but it ended badly. She got a powerful amulet and left me.
What a great teacher you are. I wonder. What was the first rule of a hunter? Work only for yourself? Still not buying it.
Alice, I'm telling you the truth. I did take in an apprentice.
Sure, another girl I didn't know about. Look, we'll talk about this another time. I have my own star apprentice to pass. Now, where is that code? Alice frowned and for some time was bemusedly turning the list around and back in front of her. Grimmer took a deep breath and did a face palm. Face palm? Oh, do you think you could do a better job? Alice threw the scroll to the cat. Oh. Soft black paws business likely unrolled it and made some kind of origami out of it. Oh, we have another puzzle. Okay, let's save first. Numbers suddenly appeared on it and he read them out loud while looking all smug about it.
1478.
Or 147837.
So yes, I do think I could do a better job.
Alice just grabbed Alice, just grab the hourglass and ignore him, Thomas. Alice repeated the ritual with the spell and this time pronounced the code in the end, and our hands were touching the hourglass were wrapped in blue lighting. The number 1 task of 654 GD Rank Master Allison McAvery. The potion brewing exam will begin in 30 seconds. Apprentice Thomas Mayer, we ask you to pay attention to everything during your ingredients hunt. In case of unforeseen circumstance, the council doesn't take responsibility for anything that might happen to you, including death. We wish you achieving greatness for the glory of magic.
Wow, it sounds so different from what I expected. I never knew artifacts could sound so official. The voice they add is just them showing off. A waste of magic, I say.
After the activation of the hourglass, Alice told me to collect all the parts of the picture and put them into a special bag. Well, the first ingredient, it was pretty easy. Let's see what flies ahead. Aunt was so enthusiastic about it. It wasn't that hard, right, Thomas?
Not at all. So, what is the next ingredient?
The gratitude of an old friend.
Really? How abstracted?
Well, the name on the parchment is lit up, so that means we're close?
Close is relative, Alice. If only these things had an arrow on them or something.
The further we were going into the forest, the more scared I was getting. I got a feeling that we were being watched, but according to Aunt's happy whistling and Grimmer's meowing in sync, they didn't feel like anything like that. Uneasiness was changing my mind. I was staring between the trees, waiting for someone to come out. I even turned around several times, prepared to see something scary behind. Then it stared, being cold, and the air became dense, and I made a wary face. Brr. Looks like someone near us was toying with dark magic.
I don't feel right for quite a while. Don't you feel the same?
Alice shook her head. No, it's just cold here. There was a rustle and I turned around. The bushes moved and stopped. I guess it wasn't just wind. I tried to pull myself together and quickly kept up with my aunt and Grimmer. I didn't want to stay here alone. From the inside of the forest, I heard noises, a whisper. I got a chill on my back, and I made a nervous swallow. Maybe it was just whispering trees. Their leaves I saw in Aunt's house, and used them for the potion. They are not scary at all. The whisper repeated again, but this time I was able to hear the words. You will die.
Aunt Alice, there's something in the forest.
No doubts about that, but I didn't notice anything yet. Except for strange whispering, of course. That says that we'll all die. Let's save. And I really hope I can finish this game soon, because, well, okay, I'm gonna try my best. I said like 30 minutes about 30 minutes ago, but I'm gonna try another. Let's see if I can finish it within the next, like, 40 minutes. Except for the strange whispering, of course, they will all die. I almost choked.
So you heard them?
Of course I hear them, Thomas. Do you think I'm deaf or something? It's just a usual whispering of death, nothing strange. I heard it loads of times, in old mansions, sometimes pictures, sometimes statues whisper.
I have never heard of that. You could at least warn me about it. I was scared to death.
Take a deep breath, Thomas. I'm so sorry I didn't tell you. I just so used to hearing magic items whispering things to me by now that I didn't even think about it. Especially from these toys that live in the area. Keep your wits about you.
What do these toys do to people, Aunt Alice?
Alice stared to tap her chin in thought. I once heard that one mage and his students were eaten by hungry teddy bears, but I don't think that was the whispering. Boo! I didn't expect that and jumped.
Ah, Grimmer! It's not the time for jokes.
I'm trying.
I can't see any toys, only the whispering.
Alice pointed far forward with her finger. Ah, they're the toys hanging, see? That is the source of the whispering. Don't worry about it, though. It just wants to scare you out of spite.
Alice, look around, darling. They're everywhere. While you were chatting, they surrounded us. We have to get out of this forest and fast. I looked around and realized that he was right. The toys were hanging all around the trees. And how didn't I see them earlier? Dolls, bears, horses, mannequins, and other toys were smoothly swinging in the wind, which had already become almost freezing. There were ropes around their necks, and all of them looked like a hangman. I have a bad feeling. I was able to put myself together because I knew they were far away, so I quickly followed my auntie. I didn't want to ask anything else. My nerves were on edge already. The whisper was coming louder and clearer the more steps I was making. You will die all alone. I grabbed Grimmer and hugged him very hard. The cat meowed in dissatisfaction, but didn't try to escape. Maybe it was uncomfortable for him too. Looked like my aunt wasn't scared at all. She was even trying to continue whistling her melody. We were going for quite some time. My eyes started to close by themselves, but I had to shake my head to wake myself up for some time. Oh, there was something there. That clown. I don't remember it. It was on that tree. Clown slowly swung onto the wind, and it seemed his hands shook for a moment, lusting to wave to me. It can't be. I was literally scared to death. The toy teleported. That was what was happening. The clown was far, far closer than before. Another second, I blinked, and we were only a couple of meters away from each other. What's happening? His button eyes were glowing as if they were bloody red luminous lamps. I looked to the left. There was a toy. It was a torn teddy unicorn with a blue tail and a star on its neck that was shining straight into my soul. I just looked away for a moment and it came closer. I heard the horse laughing from the side. The doll with the only button eye was hanging on the neighboring tree. I wouldn't be surprised if I saw it somewhere in an abandoned haunted house. I hugged Grimmer even harder. Auntie froze like a statue and wasn't making any noise. In a second, I couldn't stop myself. What is this? Alice, you brainless fool! Don't you see where you've led us? No wonder you didn't have any apprentices when you treated other people's lives so carelessly. What was that? I wanted to ask what was wrong with those toys. Looked like someone else was talking for me. Alice was shocked. Your mother. Never. She began to quickly close her mouth with one hand and drew the words in the air with her magic wand. It's a trap, don't speak. Oh. I heard Grimmer's voice. I guess it's the red hatred. Do you see, Thomas? Now how the eyes of those toys are burning?
I nodded. I was curious why the spell didn't have any effect on Grimmer. It was good that he thought of telling me.
I'm not really a cat, Thomas, but right now, I am. And ordinary cats can't speak. So, I think that's why I can't be made to say something else. I got lucky.
I nodded, showing that I understood. I heard Fabian's voice from the back. Obviously, someone had been here before us and cursed those dolls. I've never heard that they could use such spells all by themselves. Auntie decisively nodded and closed her eyes. Alice wants to weaken the spell effect and clear her mind from the sorcery, but she doesn't have the doll. She doesn't see the dolls. So now what you need to do, Thomas, is to lead her wand in the right direction to dispel the toys. So I just click on stuff? Good one. I see. Oh, I didn't see that one down there. Oh, finally I was able to talk. Good one, Thomas. Something doesn't
add up. The council wouldn't have made this an additional task due to its ease of clearing. Who would curse these dolls?
I hate it when you're right. Some of the dolls moved. They started breaking and tearing themselves apart, and the green smoke flowed from their wounds. Ah, the mist of the lost. Now that looks like the council doing. Wait, they can't use such things on apprentices.
They've been waiting to make these tests harder. Wait, why am I telling you this? You should have been reading your instruction manual. They've updated every year what spells are forbidden or allowed.
Are you kidding me? No one has time to read the magnum opus, Grimmer. Ah, Thomas, grab my hand and don't let go. I obeyed and grabbed it with my 2 hands. The mist became even denser. I heard voices. Some were whispering names, others were crying. I lost Sparky. Where's my teddy, Twinkie? I give my Mr. Baubles back? The last cry was so pitiful the girl was almost weeping. And suddenly I heard my mom's voice. She was talking to my father. You know, I've always dreamed of a girl. I don't know if I'm able to love him. We could have more babies if you want to send him to an orphanage. The noise became silent. I started getting tears in my eyes. It was too realistic. I squeezed my aunt's hand even harder and suddenly it went through my fingers like smoke. Auntie! Auntie! I looked at the place where she used to stand and saw only an empty palm. What happened? Where is it? Auntie! Nobody answered. I only heard my own voice as far. It was just a bit louder than my furiously beating heart. Grimmer? And he disappeared too. I was all alone with these hanging dolls. Auntie, Grimmer, you can't leave me all alone. Fabian, but you are not alone, boy. Fabian let go of the bag, climbed on my shoulder, and looked around. It was so tight in here. It's much better, and stop crying. The dolls have dispelled. Now they aren't dangerous anymore. Don't be scared.
But what if they are alive and will attack us again?
Fabian put his branch on my forehead. Temperature's fine, but you are telling nonsense. Strange, of course. They are alive. Every toy here is alive, but they won't attack us for no reason. At least not these. Hey, Thomas, is that you? A very strange voice, but it sounded familiar. I don't know why. I'm your new friend. Let's be friends. Is it? I started running to the voice. It was from the bushes. When I moved the leaves apart, I noticed. Oh. Hi. It was my toy robot fox. I called it Beam because of the sound it made while turning on. I was playing with him all the time in my childhood, and now he looked like Scrap. The scratch on his right leg appeared after our going down the slide in that shabby paint. I spilled some paint on him. It was Beam for sure. I was so happy to see him. Beam, why are you here? I thought I lost you forever. And that you're alive and you speak, that's awesome. It is the land of the lost toys that were friends for children and eventually were lost. Get here. I was your imaginary friend in a way. What a great friend you were. I smiled. It just can't be boring in the magic world. I never thought I'd be able to talk to my friend from my childhood. Did those street kids do that to you? Beam took a deep breath. But you didn't remember what happened. I was kidnapped by them and they dug me in the park in a box. But before that, they tore my leg and my eye during their evil games. By the way, my parts are somewhere in this world. If it's not that hard, bring them back to me and I can help you. Of course, I'll bring them back. Oh, of course, I'll bring them back, but where can I find them? I didn't say where exactly, but the world things usually got 2 places. In the toy slums in the north and the old clothes spider lair in the south. Fine, we'll head there then. To the old clothes spider? To the old clothes spider. Alice wouldn't say yes to this. I have to help my friend, and Auntie and Glimmer are lost somewhere. Maybe you'll find them on our way there. Statistics say that we mages are going alone. Usually it ends badly. And you are not even a mage, so I will have to look after you. I smiled.
Well, I'm glad you're on my side.
It's hard to save a fool from death, especially when he's just going for it. Fabian took a breath. Hey,
Don't grumble. I don't think it can be more dangerous than Banshee.
and we somehow managed to beat her. Oh. Somehow, indeed. I won't hope for the same miracle twice. So I think I'm just gonna start speaking in my regular voice because, sorry, but I'm starting to lose my voice. And I really do want to finish this game today. If not, like, maybe I'll just go through it because I feel like I kind of want to move on to other spooky games, you know? But yeah, so I'm gonna just switch to my regular voice, and sorry about that. Somehow indeed, I wouldn't hope for the same miracle twice.
Yes, I understand you. So which direction will we choose first?
Guess we go this way. Little by little, the forest started thinning, and long rows of fir trees and huge bushes weren't appearing on the road from now on. The dense trees crowned disappeared somewhere, and the trees themselves became slimmer. The forest just started losing its color, which weren't much anyway, because we got here at night. The trees became almost gray and shabby. Fabian, did you notice how everything changed in this forest? I'm gonna drink some water. Whoa, the next we heard was a loud, wet slap. I looked down and saw I was staying in a dirty puddle. Fabian grumbled and tapped me on my shoulder. Looks like we've arrived, boy. Make yourself at home. I looked closely at the ray of light between the trees and understood what Fabian was talking about. Honestly, I wouldn't get that it's the slums we needed immediately. This settlement looked more like a pile of trash. On the hills, going straight to the sky, there were heaps of roofs, doors, windows that were pulled all together in one place. All that architectural nonsense was surrounded some square in the center. It looked like a huge baby decided to build a small town right in the swamp. So small that some little houses were just lying on each other. Then we entered the settlement. We could examine it more precisely. Although all the buildings were old and dirty for some of them, the swamp grime even became some kind of decoration. I glued together the houses, flowed down from the roots, and showed off as huge gray-black. I missed. Sorry. From the bottom of the slums, there was a crooked hole full of holes, dirty little road with several parts being underwater. All this picturesque scenery with painted kind of clean teapot with huge pink writing, time to drink some tea with Beatrice. With the little tower, with little lower, limited edition. What is this place, Fabian? Do you think we can find anything here? Fabian moved on my shoulder and looked around. Well, firstly, we need to find out how it all works. I mean, whether there's a house or just windows and doors themselves. And what a wonderful design. I've never seen anything like that. I looked around one more time. I saw different toys moving around behind several windows in strange houses, but nobody went out. Maybe they were afraid of us. All of these confusing conglomerations, and the clean central street was quite notable. The noble pig was sitting on it and impatiently tapping his hoof, staring at us. Looks like we're being met. We slowly approached the throne. There was the name I gave the pig's chair. Good morning? It's night, little boy. And if you please introduce yourselves when talking to the Baron. Sorry, I hesitated a little because of the behavior of the money box. I guess the Baron, but maybe it's unusual thing here. The boy's name is Thomas, and I'm Fabian. And why have you visited my town? I met my friend in the forest. Unfortunately, he lost his leg and eye. He thinks that they will be in your settlement, pig, Baron, sir. The Baron de la Pig to you. I'm pleased to see you. It's very, cozy in here? That's right. Other inhabitants of the Lost World often call this place slums, but our city, in fact, has its own distinctive charm. It has great history and variety of cultures, including... How interesting. I must write it down in my archive. I wasn't as enthusiastic as our walking encyclopedia. I wanted to escape from this place as soon as possible. So in a hurry, I tried to interrupt the pig. Yes, so do you know anything about the eye or the leg of Robot Fox? Oh, Thomas. Fabian did facepalm and shook his head. Meanwhile, the pig was getting more fierce every second. It seemed there will be the stream from his snout, like a sonovar in the aunt's house. How dare you, little boy, you really interrupt noble ones, such insolence. Completely agree with you. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough time to show him how to behave. I wanted to share some information about a yellow ball with red lightning. Well, you know, it's like a toy, but now I've changed my mind. You show true disrespect and lack of mannerism and taste. I can't just believe how you admire our little town and learn more about it from the Baron, the landlord. I'm so sorry, Baron. I'm really in a hurry to help my friend. Next time, Fabian and I will with pleasure, will listen to the history of your fabulous town, and we will need the information about the eye, please. Well, little boy, I understand your reason. However, they absolutely can't excuse your behavior. Though I'm magnanimous, that's why I'll help both of you if you can do some work for me. What do we need to do? Nothing too hard. Just need to come to each house and take the taxes. I can do it by myself, but I'm a busy pig. As soon as you collect the coins, return them, Pete, I'll tell you everything I know. Right, Mr. Baron? I stepped away from the pig and Fabian grabbed my ear and whispered, You like running your mouth too much. We could get everything we needed without jumping into dirty puddles and collecting coins for that fat pig. We just needed to play along and listen to his talk about his town. It seemed like the eye got a little angry. Don't be mad, Fabian. We'll help him and he'll help us. Everything's fine. Okay, fine. But you don't remember about the time, don't you? About the examiner's hourglass? Tick-tock, Thomas, tick-tock. I didn't forget anything, it just happened. Now we better hurry and take the taxes. What, you mean you better hurry? I'm not doing anything. I rescue you all the time. I guess you can do it by yourself. He grumbled and turned away. Fine. I took a deep breath and went to the nearest house. I knew it, it's a coin. Okay, great. How many coins do I need? I'm just like using the little button. I don't know what that is. I don't know why ruin a good doctor. Looks like it. There's only one coin. Wow, now that's unusual. There's no pog face on it. Pog face? Fine, put it in your pocket, Thomas. We'll buy beautiful flowers to Laura. I don't think we should spend each other's money on this. So no one will know. It will be our secret. We know how secrets work from the Nithin manuscript of the council. How many coins do I need? Okay. Oh, coin up here. Now do I talk to him? What, do you want to still hear about the wonderful town? No, somehow later. Oh, I didn't find all the coins, okay. This one? Do I not have all my coins? Oh, I have to take the coins. I forgot that that's the thing. Finally, the thing I waited for. Just give me my precious coins already. I have to count them. The pig was painting every coin and carefully putting them in the sack near his legs. Fine. I've seen your eye in Sonia's hands. She could be in your mother's hospital for toys. Try not to stay too long in my town. Thank you. But can you show us the way to the hospital? How do you usually find a hospital? Of course you see the huge red cross. Now go. Because you found the right building. In fact, the Red Cross was quite notable, and in the scenery of dirty gray houses. Fabian suddenly hid into the bag. I'm just being careful. I won't show my presence to anyone else. I shrugged my shoulders and knocked at the door. In the moment, it opened a little. Who are you? What are you doing in my sanctuary? It was dark inside, but I couldn't see anything through the little hole. But the thing I knew for sure, it was a woman I was talking to. I'm Thomas. I'm a human. I see that you're not a toy. For those ones, my door's always open. So who are you exactly? Another apprentice of the council or a treasure hunter? I don't have anything in my hospital. What treasure? No, your Baron told us that here I can find a person named Sophia. Or Sonia. She found my friend's eye, the yellow ball. The figure jumped out of the shadow. Now, I clearly saw that she was an old wooden painted doll. I guess they call it Matryoshka? Matryoshka. That's the doll. I whispered so the doll couldn't hear it. Fabian uncovered himself and stood near me. You're so beautiful. What inexpensive wood. What fabulous paint. Matryoshka was embarrassed. Her cheek became red and even more red than they were before. Thank you. It was so kind of you, mister. You can call me Montreya? My eyebrow twitched. But what about Laura? I mean, that bloodthirsty tree? Fabian quickly interrupted me. You see, we're looking for the part of a toy robot fox. It's this boy's close friend, and... Oh, I see. I guess Sonia did find something like that. The problem is she got lost somewhere today, just like my other daughters. They really like playing hide and seek. Maybe they're enjoying themselves somewhere, loads of toys are waiting to be repaired. The Fate Masters wandering our inner woods and searching for some boy. Fabian looked shocked. What? Wait a second, he's searching for you. I got a lump in my throat. I tried to speak as usual. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just looking for... Of course, it's you. I see... You said you're a human. Humans rarely come here. Some noise sounded behind Matryoshka's back. Wait a minute. She turned around and shouted somewhere in the dark. Where are you putting that hand, Scribbly? That's for the leg, you sleepyhead. There was a loud click. I looked like Scribbly managed to do it, or not somehow went very badly. Matryoshka turned back to me. Don't worry, I'm not telling that insidious guy about you. We Matryoshkas care about everyone. It's our duty. We're careful. She turned again. Scribbly. We kept messing up. I'll lock you in the creepy dollhouse for a week. Kind of careful, she says. And how many beautiful women are there? There's just my 3 daughters and me. They're too young for you. Hoo hoo hoo. Ha ha ha. Heh. I came out kind of nervous. I tried to let out a wary smile. We're going to find your daughters, Mrs. Oh, I hope it'll be very soon. I'm worried about them. The Fate Masters search everywhere. You mustn't get captured by him. But my girls are lighthearted. Who knows what could have happened. Don't worry, cutie. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Get them back as soon as possible, please. Right, don't worry. We're going. Come on, Thomas. Oh, boy. Oh, there's one here. Oh, and who are you? Don't be afraid, we won't hurt you. Your mom told us you found a yellow eye. It belongs to my friend. Do you know anything about it? Yes, I'm Vasilisa. And you need Sonia. One of my sisters is hiding somewhere on a tree. I don't know where exactly. Thanks, I'll look for her there. You should go home. It can be dangerous here. Alright, thank you, mister. In a tree, huh? I'm scared. I'm scared. Not Pippi Longstocking. Do I have to go this way? Hello? Where do you think you're going, boy? Let's first look at the nesting dolls in this 4. Okay, I'm trying to, though. So not there. How about here? Does anyone see something? Here? I don't like this place. Well, we found one of them. Can we go back? Ah, you have to go back. Hi, Misha. Sonia got into some trouble. She was caught by the spider. The spider's old clothes. Please save my little sister. I knew we couldn't expect anything good from that sickly like insect. We'll save your sister. You should go home. Your mom's worried about you. Thanks very much. Okay. Ran away as Fabian took a deep breath and made himself comfortable on my shoulder. We go back, and I guess we have to go here. Tell her that her daughter's in trouble. Thank you for saving my children, but I found out that little Sonia is in the spider's hands. What are we going to do? She was twitching and tears drawn on her red cheeks were flowing down. Oh, beautiful. Wait a little longer. We'll save Sonia for sure. I wanted to calm down Mantrea down, but it's too late. She suddenly fell unconscious, and the other Matryoshkas started crying and jumping around her. It seemed we can't avoid the spider's lair. Okay, we gotta go. Let's save if it's gonna be dangerous. If you want to leave everything as it is now and go and find Alice and Grimmer, it's the best time. It'll be too late when we go into the deep. Of course, I was scared. I didn't feel confident, but I couldn't let my friend and Sonia down. I know that we can't give up now. We just have to bring the Montroshuskas back home and help Beam. So, we go there then. Bobbing with his little branch pointed in the right direction, and I, weak inside, went to the unknown. When we came, I knew that it was the right place. Dark thicket and huge tree with strange spider web around it. This is a spider's lair, no mistake. There were lots of snacks lying on the ground, well packed with parts of the toy, torn apart teddy bears, and torn doll dresses. Okay. So, I'm getting really, really tired, but I also really wanted to finish this game today. So, would it be fine if I just click through it? Sorry, everyone. It's like I have more Halloween games to play, and like this game is taking a whole lot longer than I thought it would. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna click through it. Here, I'll move myself so that you can still read it. I won't do it like super quickly, but we'll see. I move myself like here. Or I could, could rotate myself. There we go. I'll be like here, so that way you can read it. Yeah. So sorry, everyone. I'm getting really tired. Small mechanical lighting. Scary toy, but interesting statues. So basically, everything's very scary. Even then, everything made unforgettable impression. Suddenly I noticed a thing that looked like a chair. The back of the chair was decorated, and the bald doll head on the right side melted. It was pitch black. Yeah, I'll be up here. Wine and only looks sad. I imagined Beam. I realized that all those toys were alive in this world some time ago. Broken, but alive. Calm down, Thomas. We can't help them, but we have someone to care about, right? Keep moving forward. Old clothes owning. Do not enter and draw on a skull. Trespassers, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no! We're stuck. Okay, let's quickly save. So I guess like that yarn is the spider's web. It's tied, panicking. Can't move. Too bad, boy. Dinner? Uh-oh. We better not be the spider's dinner. Mm-mm. I hate spiders, they scare me. Oh! Hello! It's been a while. Yes, yes it has. Sorry I'm not reading. Like, a lot of people came in. I'm sorry I'm not reading this out loud. My voice is starting to go. I would say, what's up besides you on the ceiling? Oh yeah, so that you could read the dialogue, because my voice is going. So I moved myself so that everyone could read the dialogue. Little bird brought it on its tail, and the human boy, she said, right. How'd you know? There are lots of old close friends. It belongs to my friend, I just want to help. No, little boy, it. It gladly shook Beam's leg. Belongs to the old clothes. It doesn't share its belongings. Uh-oh. Oh, the spider is weird. Ugh. No, please. Tell her you want to give her mobility back quick. clockwork key. Uh-oh, so we have to find a clockwork key too. Alright, we're just arguing with the spider, trying to convince it to give us the key. Approach, leaving huge holes in the wet ground. Cut the web. Okay. Find the key, swap it with Beam's leg, and so you're gonna go further. Okay, so we need to find a key. Yes, where are we gonna find the damn key? Key, huh? Key. Does anyone see a key? Maybe I have to go back twice? There it is. Good as new, we can go back now. Finally, you did it. But how's everyone been? Sorry, I'm not talking much. I didn't know that this game was so long, so what I do is, like, I sort of look at other people's streams or other people's gameplays, and then I take that time and I multiply it by a little bit. I usually multiply it by 2, so I thought I would have finished by now, but I guess not. Not so fast. You give me everything we agreed on. There we go. That's the smart way to do it. There we go. Thank you very much. So that's the third daughter that we found. Okay, so we got both. Okay, we probably need to go back to Beam. I forgot where Beam is. So... Oh. So let's take that. Can I take both? Huh? I can run really fast. Oh, I see, I see. I have to place it on the area. Where? I can see. The fox is alive now! Some strange shadows. Oh no, I don't like that. I don't like this. None of your business. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna save. And then continue. I'm not going anywhere with you. Okay, we're running away. Shadows were creeping through a beam. Can't be any shadows. Master of Fates. Uh-oh. There's people attacking us. Run, beam, run. Can't wait here anymore. Beam is running fast. Oh, there's another dog. Oh no. Okay, more dogs from vortexes and portals. Oh no, there's a lot of vortexes. Okay. Thomas, run! It's too late. We teleported. Found ourselves in a room so bright I couldn't look at it first. Okay, so an extravagant room, sparkling. What is this place? Two dies. Uh-oh. Oh my gosh, I don't like this. Shame you got a bad roll. Your name is Thomas, right? I could only nod. Good. Okay, let's save this. Yeah? Let's save it here. Okay, secret auctions. Attack my friends out of the blue. Bad guy, good guy, who cares? I'm a businessman. I'm doing business. My kitten. On your mother's sister. Oh. Oh. What have we here? Oh. Rare thing. No, he turned Bobby into a statue. What have you done to him? Yes, my mother. She stole a very dangerous potion from my collection. Variable valuable one. Oh. Sorry, I hit my microphone. Oh shit. These odds and distaste. Oh. Grimmer Redcraft. Oh, they used to work together, the Fate Master and his mother. Excuse me, I needed to sneeze. So I muted the mic. Oh, is his mom someone else that he didn't think of? Oh, did mom give the potion to Thomas? I'm just a kid, exactly. Allow me to school you with other things. Costs loads, okay. Uh-oh. Alright, kicking. No! We're in the cage! Strength isn't in managing everything easily. It's not letting everything know how hard it is for you to manage. Stylistic choice. Grimmer. Oh, that's Grimmer. Cute. Did he slap Grimmer? Yeah, he did. Torture? Uh-oh. Oh. Magical treasure hunter. old card debt. She successfully escaped. Yes. What a terrible excuse. Oh, Aunt couldn't save Grimmer. Well, they aren't dating anymore. I thought they were like exes. So basically, Aunt, the witch turned this cat in her, which is her ex-boyfriend, into a cat. Lazy bones. Huh? Someone's breaking through the door? Oh my gosh. Okay, tactical retreat. Ah, yes. The classic. Beam! No, beam! Can't it just be a calm day? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Whoa! A ginormous doll! This is Beatrice. Oh, you know, like Beatrice's like tea shop or whatever, teapot. Oh. Huh? Okay, they're running, I guess, on the doll's back. Telling you to act logically. And don't dangle your legs, proceeds to dangle legs. Oh. Oh yeah, beat the moth, let's go. Howled through the monster, recovered pretty fast. The first plan. Fell. Ah, yes, throw the moth away. Yes, we do not like bugs here. Not in this place. Uh-oh. Ugh, excuse me. Uh-oh, looks like Beatrice is gonna follow us. I should have stayed home today. So I guess this is Beatrice's tea house. Oh, this is her doll? This is her doll! Teapot? The doll is so big. It's kind of funny. Okay. Gosh, it's getting late. I'm tired. It's okay, I think we're almost done. We're almost done. Hopefully I'm almost done. There's like more things to find. Honestly, I'm just gonna end it here. We'll see. Uh-oh. Phantom Watcher? Jack is like hurting us. Haunted toy. One elder that hated children. Okay. This is a trial? This is a trial? Oh, they're on trial for putting, like, sleeping stuff into the Beatrice's tea. Feed them to the cave? No, you better not. Beatrice is coming back. Oh, okay. Is this like a... to your execution? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wait, is it Elmara? It is Elmara. So she was the evil person behind all of this. Coin from the pocket. Screwed it. Okay. Open the portal. Put the powder in it. This is so intense. The portal, we just made a portal, okay? A lot of doors. We're in the back rooms. Red door. Pretty door. So they escaped Elmora, but there's more to be continued. I guess that's the end of the game so far. But yeah, it's the end. Honestly, it was very interesting. That being said, holy crap, I'm exhausted. My voice is like dead, and I'm so sorry that no, it wasn't the best. I wish I could have read everything out loud. But yeah, so I guess we end on a cliffhanger. But thank you all for coming, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I had a lot of caffeine today, but it looks like I did not have enough to stay awake, and unfortunately I gotta work tomorrow morning, so there's that. But I hope all of you liked it, and I am gonna try to find someone to raid. I found someone, but I don't know if they're still on. Maybe not. So if any of you are interested, going to the Twitch side and raiding there. They are playing Destiny 2. But yeah. So let me bring up the raid message. Or actually, maybe we won't raid today. I'm a bit tired. I can't find anyone to raid right now, so yeah. But thank you all for coming. Well, I did find someone, it's just... Well, regardless, okay. I'm just gonna go to bed. That's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go to bed. My brain's not really working. Next time we'll raid, and next stream will be on Thursday. I'll be playing, like, Haunt the Terror Town game where you're a ghost and you haunt people. But yeah, and good news is that I did get cleared from the publisher, the book publisher, so that means I can read like cute Halloween stories. But yeah, thank you all for coming, and let me switch to the screen just for a few seconds. Like, subscribe, follow, whatever, all of that stuff. And beep boop. Bye everyone.